Awfully once once
Okay,
Nighthawk starts telling his story.
welcome everyone. This is Saturday Evening Chats, episode number 67. Tonight we have with us Mr. Nighthawk Medic. Welcome.
Hey, G23, thanks for having me, buddy.
You are so welcome. We have Mr. Artak and Daughters. Welcome.
Hey,
Hello.
G23, thanks for having me, buddy.
And we have the co-host extraordinaire, Mr. DM Foss. Welcome.
Well, hello there.
I gotta mute this one.
So, I know Mr. Medic asked if he could do a little PSA announcement. So I'm going to turn it over to him and let him run with it. So,
Just a friendly reminder to everybody out there. I was actually at one of my local shooting ranges here today, and a fella came into the store and shot a hole through his foot with a 5.56 pistol today. And so we administered first aid on him, and the ID that he produced to the law enforcement officers who arrived was his concealed carry permit. So this is not a completely untrained individual with no history of weapons safety. And so a little friendly reminder to everybody, keep your booger hook off the bang switch. He reached into his bag to pull out his AR pistol and pulled the trigger on it as he brought it out of his bag. I don't think that any of us are immune to the basic rules of safety, and it's always a good reminder to not violate them under any condition. And addition to that, have a positive reason for AR pistols. Because the round was low velocity, it didn't blow a significant hole out of his foot. So maybe there's a plus for pistol braces and AR-style pistols in addition to it. But, protect yourself by observing the basic rules. Make sure you keep your booger hook off the bang switch. Keep a first aid kit with you at all times. I was able to help provide first aid to the injured person because I had gloves and an Israeli bandage in my bag and the things we needed to stop bleeding quickly so that he was alert, conscious, and safe when EMS arrived. So range bag, booger hook off the bang switch. PSA done.
So my one major question is, was it a Palmetto State Armory or was it like a Bear Creek Arsenal?
I wasn't looking at the rifle, to be honest with you. he after he shot himself with it, he dropped it, and none of us really paid any more attention. Initially when you hear the gunshot, all hands go to the holster, right? And then when we located the issue, right, where you see the fellow who shot himself in the foot, the next thing is, what is his intentions? And the look in his eyes and the fact that the rifle had just hit the floor told you very quickly that he was not looking for a fight. At that point, he was looking for help. So I don't know what the manufacturer was on it, to be honest with you.
It was just a random,
Yeah, I like.
But yeah, I mean, definitely, we got to remember, no matter how many years we have with firearms, accidents happen, and especially when you have a momentary lapse in judgment. And so when you're unholstering or pulling something out of a bag, finger placement is definitely important.
Yeah.
Because, like what happened to you today, he accidentally hit that trigger and found out that it doesn't feel so well.
Yeah, I don't like to carry chambered weapons in a bag, in a rifle bag anyway, in a case.
Yeah, and it could have been a whole different situation if he would have accidentally shot somebody else.
Yeah, well, there's the potential that the people in the shop could have thought he was an intentional attacker, right? Which would have not ended very well for him. So,
Yep, lots of different things could have happened. So I'll turn the floor over to anyone else if they have any questions for you or comments.
I think the sad thing is that he didn't get to shoot his rifle or his pistol on
I know.
the range.
What a crappy day.
But if you want to look at the silver lining here in this dark cloud that he created, he can now put a notch on his AR pistol for somebody.
Yeah, he can. And, I think there's an old saying that if you can't serve as an example to anybody else in this world, at least serve as a horrible warning, right? And the man definitely reminded me today that, number one, your first aid skills should always be kept up, right? Number two, the basics of not keeping your finger on the trigger, the basics behaviors of firearm safety are just as critical and applicable no matter what your level of experience and training is. We are all susceptible to an ND in the event that we don't take those and respect those behaviors. So, yeah, it was a good reminder. He served as a horrible warning to other people.
Yep. So I'm going to run through the side chat. First person out there was Mr. Southpaw RX, Jerry Parker, Artak and Daughters, Gun Loving Grandpa, Nighthawk Medic, G-Webs, Foss, and Wheeled and Well Armed. So, welcome everybody out there.
So Nighthawk thought he was in Chicago for a minute or two there.
So I guess another question could be, how bad were your ears ringing?
No. So to be honest with you, I do not endorse this for anybody else. What I am about to say to you, I do not endorse. Okay? This is not a training technique that is safe or should be used by any individual in any situation. I have enough damage to my ears from the time in the service that I still occasionally fire my weapon without earring protection on so that the noise does not surprise me. Okay? And so when it happened, the noise did not surprise me. It was exactly the noise that I've heard before. Now, again, I do not endorse that training technique to anybody else. It could potentially damage your hearing. I am fairly certain that over the years, between my time in the service and doing this training, I may have cost myself some hearing. But the noise was not a surprise to me. The sound of gunfire in an unprotected state did not throw me off. The only thing that I did and everybody else in the shop did was we put our hands on our weapons. And when we quickly figured out what was going on, and then the next move was to rush to help, right? The first instinct was defensive, and the second instinct was, humanitarian. So.
Yeah, and like you said, making sure, even if you're just going to the local range, take that med kit with you. Have some way of, being able to provide aid, even if it's to yourself because you friggin' cut your own damn hand, doing something stupid.
Yep. I've stapled my thumb before putting a target up. Did I really just do that? Oh my gosh. Well, I've got a Band-Aid now, right? And you don't know. Your local gun store may not have somebody who has any first aid training. You may be able to save the life of a fellow gun owner. And Lord knows we need more of those around. I can tell you that having talked to this man, he will never forget that rule for the rest of his life. And he's going to teach his kids that rule. So this is a person that is inherently going to be safer on.
Yep. I mean, definitely keeping your booger hook off the bang switch is a good one to remember.
Wow. Man of Tupperware, I don't fire my rifle frequently without hearing protection. I fire my self-defense pistol every so often. Again, I do not endorse this. It is not safe. It is not good for your hearing. This is not a message of you should do this in any way, shape, or form.
So did anybody give him a nickname like Stumpy?
No, it was everybody was business.
He should have called me. I would have been the other smart. At least I'd be the smart ass down there. Hey, Stumpy.
Yeah.
Or, of course, he still got another foot he can shoot himself in later on.
Yeah, there's a backup there just in case.
Yeah.
It's not a backup, or now he's just got to shoot the other foot to even it out.
Make it balanced, right?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Well, he brought that old saying, don't shoot yourself in the foot to life.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
Yeah, I have definitely shot a few
Feet?
handguns and rifles without remembering to have my hearing protection on all the way.
I think periodically it happens to everybody.
I done it for a whole day and didn't realize it.
Oh man.
And I said at the house, man, my ears are ringing awful more than what they usually do.
So, Wheeled and Well Armed says, don't buy Anvil Bluetooth in-ear protection because it does not protect your ears.
Oh really? Is it advertised as hearing protection? I don't know anything about that.
Is that the new one that is going around with a lot of gun tubers where they've got different ones, like one is on like a corded hook, like a cord that goes on and you can use it.
Yeah, I'm not so vain that I won't continue to use ear covers that with electronic backup on them. It's just, as far as, especially when I'm firing high-powered stuff, shotguns in particular, there's no reason not to.
Yeah, having yourself a good set of like Walker razors or
Peltor.
so yeah, they are the ones. He says that Clover has them.
We need to get Wheeled in here so he can tell us more about that.
Yeah, how did he find out about it? That's why.
Yeah.
Does he have a pair or what? We need a 411.
Do we have to shout at Wheeled now?
And if Clover's... Hey, Emmett, calm down. If Clover's got some, we need to let him know.
Clover's used them. He's done it on videos.
Was he shooting his 22 or was he?
Yeah.
Probably.
Probably.
Okay. So, Wheeled has an invite.
Come educate us, Wheeled.
MKGO is out in the crowd.
He just needs to talk fast before his internet drops.
It should be in your email, bud.
Oh, yeah, we're not muted.
What's going on, Tori?
Nothing much.
So, welcome, Wheeled. How's it going?
Real good, real good. Yeah, I got the Anvil in-ear Bluetooth, and it came with two types. It came with the silicone and the foaming
Everything else
kind.
in there except for the cone and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I knew the
Oh crap!
22 outdoors with silicone might work, but not with
Wrong guy.
so
Hang on, say it again. He muted you by accident.
Oh
what,
yeah.
you want me to start over?
Please, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got the Anvil Bluetooth. It was advertised on Facebook because I was looking at gun stuff or gun
Right.
interest. I think I was in the CZ chat room. Anyway, it kept on popping up. I had it in my basket. I looked around for a price. The price was pretty good. I got it for 99 or 79. I can't remember, but it was a good price. So it came with 4 replaceable. It came with small silicone, medium silicone, no really large silicone, and then it came with small and medium the high density foam kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I knew there's no way I could shoot indoor range with the silicone, because they would do 0 to stop, right?
Oh yeah.
So I went with the foam. I went to the range, and they felt a little loose, and so I shot anyway. Immediately took them off, put my pelleter back on top of them, and shot the rest of the day. So then I ordered some large foam, that would actually fit my ear, and went back to the range, and man, the guy was shooting a 308 or something indoor, and so I had to put the walkers back on. I said, is that a 308? And he goes, no, it's a 223. And I'm like, you got a brake on it? He goes, no, just regular flash. So
Yeah.
it wasn't working, and there's a
Yeah.
glass divider between us, right?
Right.
So it's just, your ears ring. It just doesn't work. So I said, okay, well, at least I got some wireless Bluetooth, compared to, but these have a string and a battery that hangs under your head. And so I got into the, I started listening to music and, YouTube at night, and, not to disturb my wife or anything like that at night. And it crackles and pops. It's not what I'd call high quality sound. So, what's the redeeming value if you can't use it on the range and you can't use it for, hi-fi?
Right. Yeah. That
So,
doesn't really sound like a treat.
Yeah. So it does muffle noise. It does have the noise cancellation. So, but and when like some noise cancellation, like sometimes people record with their cell phone, and when somebody shoots, you can't hear them talk for like 3 seconds after it. It's
Yeah.
not like that. It's pretty good. So it only
okay.
muffles out the high end. I would say if you were outside shooting, 22s and something, maybe 9mm outside, in a very open spot, might be okay, but not for indoors. It's not what. So I complained on Facebook, and the guy's like, we got a money back guarantee. So I went to try to do the money back guarantee thing, and got nowhere with that. So
Oh really? Man,
Yeah.
that sucks.
Yeah. So when when Clovertech started saying, I got this, I got 6 different bottles from them, and I'm like, yeah, well, don't do it indoors. It's my only
Yeah.
advice. Right.
Whenever I took my daughter shooting indoors, I always made her wear plugs plus ears because indoors is pretty brutal.
It is.
Victoria shook her head at you. She said, "Negative, Ghost Rider."
Yeah, I shoot outside, but that's preferred.
I didn't shoot outside today because I roasted myself. My wife and I went on a 4-mile kayaking trip, and I got barbecued. But it was totally worth it because we got to see an amazing waterfall.
Did you have your Coast Guard inspection done yet?
I did not have my Coast Guard inspection done yet.
Oh, is that the one you're talking about? You got to paddle into
Yep.
to see that waterfall?
Yeah, it was phenomenal. It was completely worth the trip. And my wife and I are old school adventurers, right? We go with food and everything you could possibly need on the trip, and everybody else there was kind of touristy, so they were looking at us like, the hell are you people doing? We've got peanut butter sandwiches.
I see we got Carolina EDC joining us, Warsaw Patriot, LW Road, Vanessa Kitty. So,
Oh yeah, the gang's all here.
The usual suspects.
yeah, I don't know if anyone else watches LW Road. He's up in Alaska, and he does a lot of
Old-timey camping stuff.
no, he has. I mean, he does like the gun reviews and stuff like that, but he also shows you when he's like doing competition, when he shoots like IDPA or then he'll show when he was doing some cross-country skiing in the wintertime, getting out there and stuff. And then he has showed where he had got a new, I think it's a GoPro 9 or something. And it does like the 360 view.
Yeah.
I'm like, hell no, I don't want to be trying to do the editing on that.
Dude, so there's like a whole element of like the fitness community, people who do that kind of stuff. And I was wondering if maybe I should dabble in it some, but those people are weird. Gun people are normal human beings compared to the fitness community. I mean, just completely normal human beings.
I have a friend that I met in South Africa, and he moved to UAE maybe it's Abu Dhabi or wherever. But he's into this body balancing, where they'll go in the park and they're all in leotards, men and women. And they'll get one person at the bottom and somebody standing on their knees and somebody hanging on their back. And then they got doing a T with like 6 people. And then they got somebody on top, can't make it a cross. They do some weird stuff. I mean, he's always posted on Facebook, and he always posts food pictures up close, whatever meat he's cooking. And, meat just doesn't really photograph nice.
No, it doesn't.
About it. Yeah. And so it's kind of funny, but it's kind of what you're talking about. The fitness people, they are into it.
Yeah, they're a little weird. I like them. I mean, I've met some pretty cool people at the gym, but just as a community, they're a little odd. And the amount of just bad information some of them distribute on how the human body works is terrifying.
Carolina says that's called cheerleading.
It is kind of, but cheerleading is usually one girl on top of a simple pyramid. These guys are, making all kinds of letters standing up.
We had a guy who was a cheerleader in my high school, and I figured he had an ulterior motive, and then he explained to me that he definitely did. So that's all I need to know about cheerleading.
Now, I have a story about those strange workout people at the old site that I worked at. I had to run them off, not once, but twice. They were over at Plant 2 playing with the handrails like they were monkey bars, And I go over and said, hey, y'all can't do this. And the guy looked at me and said, why are you so aggressive? I said, aggressive? You're the one molesting those damn bars. You know what I mean? So I had to run him off from there. Then I'm out patrolling, and then I catch him on the roof over at Plant 1.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, dude, where the hell you live at? Because I'm going to take my 350-pound ass and run across your roof.
Right.
See how you like that?
Will that make you happy, sir?
And he said, why are you so aggressive? I said, because you're touching my shit. What part of no trespassing don't you understand?
Oh, that's funny.
So he went to jail on the second time.
Well,
Everybody gets one.
yep. You were kind.
So we got yesterday's pomade out there and
Ah,
George Washington.
yesterday's pomade is the most amazingly spine-curling name ever. I'm super proud of him for coming up with that.
I had a buddy in high school that he used pomade.
Did he?
A nice flat top.
I have something similar for my beard. It's a beard grease.
So flop.
I don't know. It comes from the girls at the Sports Clips talk me into buying it all the time.
Oh, shit.
Hang on, I'll tell you.
Enough said. Girls at the haircutting place talk you into buying something.
I always thought it was yesterday's promenade. I didn't know it was pomade.
It's a good name, like drop it like it's Scott.
Yeah.
Ah, crap. We got 11 Bravo Grunt out in the crowd.
It's called Voodoo hair grease.
That
And
sounds terrible.
It works great, actually. It keeps your beard. You know how your beard, when it gets that length, it just goes crazy, starts heading off all directions. It does a great job of keeping that in check.
I refuse to put product in my beard or in my hair.
Well, you know, I love myself and I want to be pretty.
So I have zero problem putting products in my hair.
Spiritual,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, crap. I don't have any hair.
Good to go. Well, you know, for years I felt the same way. I'd never put anything in my hair, etc., etc. But once it started falling out, I realized I should be nicer to it.
Well, I guess I could put stuff in the sides, you know, and go with, you know, the Uncle Fester, like straight out.
Grease up that back of yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, July 10th, 2021, G23 said he looked like Uncle Fester. Okay.
Oh, I mean, the only thing I'm missing is the light bulb.
Slow glow.
Oh, man.
I don't know about you, but I'm gonna get me some slow glow for my hair. Where's Rob at? Does he use products for his hair?
Oh, you know that Rob does.
All
Rob
natural
takes care
oils
of
and pearls.
himself. Yeah,
He uses berries, right? Berries and herbs.
Probably.
he's a city boy. I don't know if he would go out with any of the weird stuff like that, the hippie stuff, but I don't know.
Well, you know,
He's not here to defend himself, so I won't.
he could have been locked up by Como with that
that's true.
that gun order.
Right?
What happened?
Oh, yeah. Como says that they're going after
Oh, that's right.
gun violence like they went after the COVID.
Dude, look, do you remember me quoting this to you a year ago? That the reason why they were going to call it a health pandemic was to do this crap? Yep, here we go.
Because
They've been pushing that since the 90s to make it a health crisis, so they could have more control.
Yeah, if it's a health crisis, they can presidential decree it. And if they do that, it would be the only executive order that you would not be able to use your rights to resist.
Because they were trying to push plain violence, not gun violence, just regular violence as
a health crisis. Yep.
Yeah.
And so they figured it out. Everybody keeps calling them stupid. And I keep saying these people are not stupid. They have changed language and they are changing the definition of things to fit their agenda. And if you're not freaked out by the fact that they're determining that firearms violence is a health crisis and that McDonald's is not contributing to the health of Americans at all or causing issue with the health of Americans at all. I mean, this is real simple, ladies and gentlemen. The next step from this is, I'm sorry we had to take your gun away because you fall under a group of people that are affected by this health crisis.
We'll see bodies hit the floor when that happens.
Well, I think that's part of that. With them trying to do that, it falls in with the trying to classify people as the homeland terrorists.
Yeah, domestic terrorists. They started using that language.
That's what all that is.
Yep. You are a domestic terrorist because you have a firearm.
Anyone they can't control will become a domestic terrorist.
Domestic terrorist, that's right. And your soldier took an oath to defend his country against enemies, foreign or domestic. And if you think for a minute that your soldier is going to be on your side, I will reference you to the fact that in redneck states, they are removing ROTC programs from schools, and they are replacing them with other programs, and the commercials for the Army are recruiting social justice warriors right now. So your military is not going to be good old boys necessarily who are going to resist that type of an order.
Yep, and they're getting rid of the ones that won't comply with.
Yep.
They've already started getting rid of generals and everybody that didn't want to answer certain questions on their last little quiz that they started.
Yep.
Yeah, they took all the special forces units, and I'm using that as a blanket, not just talking about SF, but all of them, they said were too high a percentage of white.
Skin color has nothing to do with aptitude, and I would encourage people to label that as exactly what it is racism. I remembered Dr. King's famous quote, and every young man and woman in this country should remember it, and that is that he dreamed of a world where a person was judged by the content of their character and not the color of their skin. And to anything to the contrary of that is the definition of racism.
Oh, you're speaking racist shit now. You gotta stop that.
Yeah.
But CRT, it goes the exact opposite of that.
Oh, I know. There's people going to court over it. There's that family, and I can't remember where they were. They donated $1.6 million to some Catholic school, and then they're suing to have it returned because the school's pushing CRT.
They're calling it anti-ableism. Have you ever heard of anti-ableism?
Yes. It's disgusting.
So,
Well, they want a race war is what they want. Well,
they're going to teach kids to be racist. I mean, how do you expect that to end? That's the only way it could possibly end. If you are teaching kids racism, they're going to end up doing racist things. We know that racism is taught. It's taught by the family currently. If a family teaches their kid to be racist, that's primarily how it happens. Well, now the government's trying to teach kids to be racist. Children inherently are not racist. My daughter did not play with somebody or not play with somebody because of the color of her skin. She played with everybody.
Oh, look who decided to pop in the crowd. So
he's going to toss somebody's salad in a shop? What?
No, he's going to toss
okay. I was like, what?
He's going to toss their salad at a concert while you shop at R&L Displays.
Okay, this makes more sense.
With two guys in a tub watching.
Well, people are into what people are into, I guess.
If Rob's still out there, he's like, "Oh, you damn assholes!"
That's what you get for not being in the chat, Rob.
That's right. Hey, I was at work last weekend and still managed to get in the chat for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. So do we get to quote that later?
That's probably what he said when he was in the bathroom with those two guys.
Oh my God, poor Rob. He will never escape it.
Don't think Rob, poor Tub. I mean, no matter how much Clorox you put on that tub, you can never scrape away the memory that it has.
Well, this group will never let anybody forget.
That's right. Don't say anything stupid.
Rob's like, I'm sitting in a roped off area waiting.
For 6, waiting on the show to start.
He's at a concert. He's probably at a.
Did you use your white privilege card?
Oh my God! Stop! Who's that singer? Justin Bieber concert. He's at a Justin Bieber concert.
Oh no!
I was thinking he was at a Magic Mike concert.
Magic Mike. Okay, I got you. Good Lord.
Hey, so wait a minute. So what is Justin Bieber opening up for Magic Mike?
Brother, I don't know a thing about Justin Bieber.
I don't. Now he says he's going to send pics. That could just get even worse.
The only thing I actually know about Justin Bieber is that it offends my daughter when I say, if she ask her if she likes him. So.
We'll see if he actually sends
pics of Justin Bieber.
Right. Nasty. Not like anybody don't. You wait a minute. You didn't have Beaver Fever back in the day?
I didn't pay any attention to that mess, man.
Honcho's trying to take his side, saying that we're cyberbullying him.
Cyberbullying him. He's welcome to jump on here and be bullied in person. We're good.
I know he's got a link.
Yeah,
I put a link to his website even.
Yeah, that's can't possibly be cyberbullying.
No, we're not. It's not like we're making him shoot himself in the foot or anything.
Oh my gosh. Boy, that expression has a whole new meaning to me right now.
Just thinking about 30 years, you'd be like, there was this one time at the range when this guy shot his damn foot off.
Yeah, I was thinking at band camp, but then you covered me.
Who says, didn't we all have beaver fever?
No.
Not that type of beaver fever.
Oh, God.
Beaver fever is different than Bieber fever.
It is spelled, his last name is Bieber, like Beeb, right?
I think it's BEB something. I don't know.
He's from Canada, so.
Yeah, blame the Canadians.
Blame Canada.
Oh wait, we're on a Canadian platform.
Are we really?
Yeah, StreamYard is 2 Canadians designed it.
That's all right. They'll be polite when they ban us.
Right, exactly. Hey, y'all. Sorry, but you're banned.
Hey, sorry, guy, but it's the language is a little too much, eh?
Hey.
There you go. See? Rob understands.
Yeah, they could be picks on lines, but so can cool. Don't you think their emblem or logo for StreamYard should be a Canadian goose and not a duck?
A mallard duck?
Yeah. Boy, they missed that idea at BibCon. Then when we're all in a chat room, we just call it a gaggle. No one got the dad joke. Okay.
He says, "What do you expect from a Glock guy?"
Oh no!
An unsupported chamber.
That was only the 40 caliber model.
Oh, woman's got UFC on. She's probably gonna watch some of this so that she can kick my ass later.
Oh man, that's funny.
So
my son started taking jiu-jitsu. Any opinions on that? Anybody know anything about it?
Brazilian jiu-jitsu?
Teach him how to street fight first.
Yeah, the problem is he's getting beat up by the neighbor's kid, so we want to get him some wrestling skills.
So
are all of his fights ending in a headlock? I mean, really, let's be honest.
Is it one or more?
Yeah. How is he being taken out?
It's one kid. It's usually like scratching on the back or punching him, sucker punching him.
Because with the jiu-jitsu, he can tie that kid up in a knot, but they tend to get engaged with one person.
And then get rolled by another guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Hapkido, Taekwondo, anything that can teach him to strike or to grapple.
Greco-Roman wrestling.
Wiffle ball bat.
We just took we wrestled, fights were over real quick in one-on-one scenarios. Multi-person fighting is only in movies mostly anyway.
Greco-Roman wrestling is really good for learning, pretty much to...
Dude, you're killing me. Stop.
Yeah, Greco-Roman wrestling pretty good for two guys oiled up in a bathtub.
The jiu-jitsu is mostly grappling and wrestling, at least here.
Yeah, I mean, if he's going to get him, let's be honest for a minute. Most fights end in a headlock, right? And whoever gets in the headlock then has to succumb. And if they get on top of you and in a headlock, then he's done, right? He can't fight anymore, and he's out of the fight. And so if he can learn how to move like a wrestler, learn how to, get out of a headlock, learn how to submit his other enemy, then he'll be in a much better condition. But he can do a lot of damage with some of that. I've seen somebody pop a shoulder out putting somebody in an arm bar before. You can do a lot of damage to people. I like to fiddle fart around on my channel sometimes and talk about taking self-defense classes and stuff because I think that's important and it's something you should do. But some of that stuff is pretty rough. So he shouldn't be just unleashing that on some neighborhood kid. I don't know. I would personally try to have a parental intervention and maybe learn a little more about it.
Well, we've talked to the parents 4 times and done with that.
Oh well, if you're completely done with it, what's your ability to take care of the dad?
I like them. I mean, the parents are nice. They just got a single spoiled child.
Why does your son keep going around him?
Well, I mean, It's a cul-de-sac. There's, 4 families with 10-year-old boys in the cul-de-sac, right?
Mm-hmm. So it's simple assault, right? And if you would like to partner up with the family, and I've seen this work before, partner up with the family and have law enforcement come and haul him off to juvie for a week, that might cure him.
No, it's just when they do water balloons, he's the only one that throws it in somebody's face, and it's always my son's face. It's just always,
he needs a life lesson.
He needs a life lesson. Yeah,
I got you.
Wiffle ball bat to the head.
Is Rob at a Limp Bizkit concert?
That's what I was thinking.
Limp light. What is the second word, Rob?
He's at some type of Lilith fair in New York with pork sandwiches.
Ooh, that's fun. Don't threaten me with a good time. But I'd say, be involved in that. Just make sure they don't teach him anything too drastic, because he doesn't know what he'll unleash. And leverage and a little adrenaline can cause lasting damage. Some of that grappling is dangerous.
Depending on the instructor, it can give the kid confidence.
It can, yep.
And which can also help take care of the problem where he's not. I don't know your kid. I don't know the other kid. I don't know anybody involved in this. But if he has confidence, then that can change the dynamic between the two.
And then there's also the other thing to think about. So, I can pick up a 180-pound man and throw him across the room. Okay? So, size can completely overwhelm early versions of training, right? So, if he's going to go out and jump somebody who maybe has a seriously, a significant physical advantage over him, that may not work, right? He may just end up enraging the fella and getting pounded into the floor.
I think he's a year older than the kid, and his twin sister can beat him up. So he just needs some toughening.
Needs a little toughening. Yeah,
he needs a little toughening up. So I mean, he's just skinny. He's just skin and bones. He thinks it's muscle because he has zero fat, but it's just. It's just you got a 6-pack because you have zero. You got zero fat.
There's
it's
nothing between you and the world. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Alishka, his sister, she could shimmy up a doorway and stand with both arms and legs and just stand on the doorway, just 2 feet sticking out.
That's
and she
awesome.
could do pull-ups. She could do, like 6 pull-ups on her pull-up bar, and he can't do any. So. It's just she's just into it and he's not. So they've both been swimming, but she does all that door climbing and, she sticks her feet in the sofa and she calls it the diving board and, just does the front diving board and the back diving board. And, she's very muscular. She wants to arm wrestle me all the time. She always loses, but she's getting stronger. Definitely.
Yeah. Determination.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a good ally there. I don't know why they don't team up on this endeavor.
Yeah, no, she's with the girls on the cul-de-sac, so it's just not. She's the one that reports it. Like, yeah, I saw it. He punked him. He hit him in the back of the head.
Wiffle ball bat.
Even
yeah.
Even
so this give him a wiffle ball bat. Send him over and say, wait till he walks out the door and then smack him right down the fucking head with a wiffle ball bat. And don't stop until he cries like a little bitch. And then run back to the house.
he's extremely loud and vocal. He needs to have a little bit of might to back up his voice. So he's going in 5th grade this year. So a good year of jiu-jitsu, he'll be ready for 6th grade. Middle school,
Yeah. Well, by then, they'll probably teach him enough confidence in himself and de-escalation skills. He probably won't even want to fight the guy at that point. Right. They'll just blow him off.
Kind of hard to blow somebody off when they sucker punch you.
If he's well enough trained and manages to deflect that punch, it might be enough of a shock to the bully that he doesn't go in for much more.
You know, it'd be a shock to the bully, a wiffle ball bat.
Wiffle ball bat.
Yeah, when I was in 9th grade, I had this. We were in the gym, and this senior popped me on the. I think he's a junior. He popped me on the head with his class ring, and I turned around and looked at him, and he was like smirking and looking the opposite way, and I just punched him in the nose right then.
Yeah.
We were best of friends like a year later, his senior year and my sophomore year. So,
yep.
All it takes is a good pop in the nose.
There's a reset button on every human being.
Yep.
Wiffle ball back to the face.
Have they changed the design of wiffle ball bats? Because I'm pretty sure I used to beat my sister with one when I was a kid.
That's what I'm saying, and that whooped that ass. Get him the big red one or give him the small, slim yellow one. Go to town on that head. You won't really hurt him, but I mean,
no,
you won't like permanently mangle him or anything like that. But you might be able to beat some respect in that boy's head.
By the way, if you Google wiffle ball bat and DuckDuckGo, for me, the first thing listed was pick it up at Dick's. So that lets you know,
right? Oh, no. That's just wrong.
This one's pretty vicious looking. Looks like a plastic bat. Yeah, that'd do it.
Plastic bat? Dude, my mom used to whoop my ass with one. Tell me, getting slapped in the face with one, that'll put him down a couple levels.
My father used to tell me, he said, son, you're going to get in a fight at some point that you cannot win, but you absolutely have to do this fight for some reason. He said, what you do is you open your hand as wide as you can, spread your fingers open so there's less wind resistance, and you smack that person on the side of the face as hard as you possibly can. He's going to kick your butt anyway. That was going to happen from the beginning, but now he's got to walk around for the rest of the day with your handprint on the side of his face. He said he'll never mess with you again.
Or he's got to remember that he got bitch slapped.
Right.
And everybody else saw him get bitch slapped.
I'm just saying, man. It works.
Yep.
I told Vic Story a throat punch and then punch him right to the sternum.
Yeah. Well, these days you'd end up in prison, and that's the only thing, teaching kids to fight is the only problem is, nowadays they end up in jail, right? So,
yep.
Or they end up on the streets in Chicago shooting each other.
Yes, this is fair too.
I see we got Gabriel out in the crowd.
Speaking of, did y'all hear the new task force of Biden? He sent 5 new field offices for the ATF to, I think, D.C., Washington, San Francisco, Chicago, and maybe Baltimore. Was that the 5?
Yep.
Anyway, they were following a car around in Chicago, and they got the car they were following picked them up, and it pulled up next to him at a red light and started shooting.
Shooting at him.
He shot all 4 of them. I'm not laughing at that, of course. But,
no, absolutely not. But, know your territory, right?
That's funny. I don't care. That's funny as hell.
It's kind of like I look at it as Al Capone and the alcohol rebellion and prohibition. You start going after organized crime. If you start going after gun dealers, they're going to fight back. They're not going to take this laying down.
Oh man, yeah. There's not going to be any fight from a local gun dealer. There's not going to be any fight from a firearms group. There's none of those people will fight, but gangsters will shoot at each other. Yeah. People with nothing to lose will fight, and until
ATF as well.
Yep, and until the people until we have nothing to lose, we will not fight. We will just sit there and take it.
ATF wants to go after us as legal citizens because we're not going to shoot back. You know, they're going to come into your house and you're going to submit.
Well, you know, there was that fella at the protest who was carrying a long rifle and 2 pistols, and so the cops sectioned him off and like took him aside and told him he couldn't carry his weapons at the protest anymore. He was a Second Amendment advocate, right? And basically threatened to arrest him. Well, the entire task force ended up resigning from that particular role because when after they released this guy, the chief of police in that area threatened them because they didn't arrest him in violation of his rights. So they all resigned the task force. So we've got more and more cops. So the good cops are leaving, right? The bad cops are sticking around.
Yep. And more woke cops are going to be on duty.
Yep.
Welcome, M. Gabriel, and I think I already said that, but Mr. FNH and CB. So I was close to your neck of the woods last Sunday there, CB. I made it. I was over in Coos Bay. So
that sounds like a loaded question.
So last Sunday was the wife and I's 20th anniversary, and I decided that we were going to go for a drive. And so I asked her, I said, hey, do you want to go to the ocean or do you want to go up to a lake? And she's like, surprise me. So I took her to the ocean. And we spent the day driving down the ocean on 101. So we drove up to Corvallis, crossed over to Newport, then up to Lincoln City to look for a restaurant that we went to 20 years ago.
Awesome.
And when we got there, the restaurant was friggin' just packed. We barely could friggin' find it because the town has just like exploded. I mean, it's changed a hell of a lot. And so then we decided that we were going to drive the Oregon coast all the way down and come back over. So, and we were averaging almost 36 miles a gallon in the new vehicle. We were at 35.8 miles per gallon.
In the Nissan?
Yep.
Well, it's getting nice in miles.
What a difference between the Pathfinder to the Rogue. I mean, 15, 16 miles to the gallon versus, like 36 miles to the gallon. So when I decided to put gas in Coos Bay, we still had like 104, 110 miles to empty. So, yeah.
Pretty good for your wannabe SUV car.
Hey, it's got all-wheel drive lock. It's got the 4x4 integrated in there. So it will go play around in the hills if I want to take it out. So,
is it V8 powered?
It's V6 powered.
No. Is it front wheel drive?
It's all-wheel drive.
No, is it a front wheel drive setup?
Yeah, it's front wheel drive.
No. But here's the thing, though. No, I'm just messing with you. The problem with all-wheel drive in a front-wheel drive car is it doesn't really do a whole lot for the back axles because all the weight's up front. And
it's got weight in the ass end.
I mean, if you're carrying around all your Glock 40s and your ammo, and your AKs, because they weigh 2 tons. But I'm saying no, there's more weight up front because you got one. I ain't talking about the passengers. I'm talking about the engine, transaxle, the whole front end suspension on front wheel drive cars are naturally heavy. So basically, you got, and then you put there's not enough weight on the back because the rear end, the all wheel drive rear ends are so small, they don't. It's not done there. You're wasting money on an all wheel drive vehicle versus a front wheel drive vehicle because you can still go to the same places and do the same things in an all wheel drive vehicle and a front wheel drive vehicle.
I will differ. I will stand to differ a little bit because I've had, like I said last week, rear wheel drive, front wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, and all wheel drive. And there is a difference between the front wheel drive and all wheel drive. The front wheel drives will, when you corner hard, they'll tend to push through the corner. They'll understeer. And with the all wheel drive, especially with the newer ones, with the torque vectoring, it distributes your torque, so you don't get that big push like the front wheel drives will.
But you're talking about handling characteristics, not 4-wheel drive, all-wheel drive.
Well, I
understand what you're saying. Yeah, you get a little bit of oversteer, and especially if you just take off in one, you'll oversteer it badly in a front-wheel drive car. I understand what you're saying, but you're talking more of cornering, performance. It's two different.
There's even with, they're not hardcore off-roading, but because my last one was a Mitsubishi Outlander, which it's based off of the Evos. I think the chassis was the Evo 7 chassis for the 09. And there was a difference on ice and, sand or whatever between the front wheel drive and all wheel drive. Probably not as big as if it was a dedicated 4-wheel drive, with lockers and all that. But for most people, no, it probably isn't going to be that big a difference. But I would go all-wheel drive over front-wheel drive.
Most car companies don't offer all 3 versions. You either get like Lincoln, you could only get all-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive. I think only all-wheel drive.
Yeah, so Nissan, like in the Rogue line, you have the front-wheel drive or you have the all-wheel drive. But if you look into the all-wheel drive, in your options, you have a setting for 4-wheel drive integrated, so you can actually lock that in. And if you're going to be out playing in the rocks area, so you're going to get a little different reaction than if you're just running, a front wheel drive out playing in the hills. And I've had rear wheel drive vehicles out playing in the mountains. I've had front wheel drive out there, and I've had 4x4s out there playing in mountains and playing in snow and ice and mud, and so I've played around with different vehicles and
I
lived
believe
in areas that had massive weather. So
I believe that 90% of the people in the world that have an all-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive vehicle have absolutely no use for it.
I'd say 90% of them will never take it off road.
Yeah.
Unless the road's under construction and it's been tore up. That's the only time it goes off-roading.
The big reason that I go with all-wheel drive is I used to have a Ford 500, which nobody knows what the hell that car is.
I know exactly.
I know what a Ford 500 is.
Which I loved it, except the driver's seat. The leg support wasn't that great, but super comfortable. 200 horsepower, decent power. But there were times where we used to live where there would be flooding, or when we would get snow, it would snow real heavy for a day or two, start to melt, so you get slush, and then it would freeze. And so I wanted a vehicle where I knew I could get from me to my wife and my kid at any time. And that Ford 500, I did it, but it rattled the crap out of it. So that's why I went with the Outlander.
Yeah.
Because I never had a problem with it. You know, it took me everywhere I needed to get at any time I needed to get there. You know, again, it's not hardcore off-roading. I wasn't going up in the mountains or anything like that. But, you know, and now I have a Honda Passport, which is built on the Ridgeline chassis. So, you know, I lost gas mileage. I went from about 35 on the highway to like 20, the mixed mileage. But I gained, you know, went from 148 horsepower to 280 horsepower, which I love.
My wife and I drove her old Highlander in every conceivable weather condition. It's as much about the driver as it is the vehicle, I think, until you get mud involved. Once you start to get heavy mud involved, then all of that kind of changes. But we spent, you know, axle deep in snow and everything else. I've 2 generations of BMWs. I've done the same thing with little BMW sports cars. But we grew up, you had to be able to drive in inclement weather. And in Tennessee, if you can't drive in snow and on a hill, there are times of the year you could be toast here.
I have driven a Nissan 300ZX Turbo, rear-wheel drive sports car in the snow and ice.
Oh, yeah.
I was driving to work. This was way back in the 90s, mid-90s. I was driving to work, and there was kind of compact snow, a little bit of ice, but not too bad. There was a guy in a 300Z that there's a little bit of up and down in the road, so he couldn't get anywhere. And a cop pulls up behind him, starts pushing him. The guy gets on, just floors it. So he's just spinning his tires as the cop's pushing him. You hear the cop get on his PA, "Get off the gas."
Yeah, it's, again, a lot of that comes down to the driver's ability and everything. Yeah, your vehicle has something to do with it, but you can take somebody who has a lot of experience in horrible weather and put them behind the wheel of any kind of vehicle. You take somebody that has zero experience in horrible weather and you put them behind, you know, the best friggin' off-road vehicle or whatever, and they could get it stuck or roll it in 30 seconds.
But like Artak was saying, you know, about front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive, I agree for most of what you're saying, and I probably will never actually need the all-wheel drive, other than to have fun. But for that off chance, I have to be able to get to where, you know, to my family. That's an absolute.
I bet that all-wheel drive helped in the winter this last year.
Good website.
It did well. The Passport, it has the stupid kind of low profile tires, which aren't that great. They're better for dry road traction.
I run mudded snow tires on every one of my vehicles, except when I had a sports car.
G-Web, I don't think that's the 500 he was talking about.
I would run studless ice tires in the winter, which did well. You know, and had it through 2-foot unplowed roads, did fine, and worked great on ice. Both the Michelin X ice and the Pirelli, I forget what it was, the last set that I had. I haven't got any for the new car yet.
Yeah, I like running crap.
I run bald tires just like the guy from Christmas Story did.
Right.
Get them $5, run them till they start leaking air. Just play.
I roll Goodyears on my Beamers because they do a pretty good in between when you want a hot rod and when you want to just drive around. Well, $300 a tire gets old quick if you don't take care of them.
When we had the 300ZX. Oh, go ahead.
I use the Yokohama, and they get pretty expensive. They're close to 300 a tire.
Yeah.
I use Walmart tires because I'm a cheap ass.
So we would on the 300ZX Turbo, we would run BF Goodrich Eagle GT directionals. So you're talking 330 a tire, roughly.
Yeah, the Goodyear Eagle Sport all season is what I typically run, and they can be anywhere from 300 to 360. Especially if you get the LS2s, they get 350, 360.
But then I'll run.
I wouldn't mind having a Galaxy like the what you have posted.
Oh man, look at that! Oh.
My dad had a 66 Galaxy 500. Drove and picked me up in a blizzard up in Cincinnati from school one time.
The boatest car I ever owned, I had a 69 Dodge Dart with a 440 and two 1350 Dominators in it. And I
had one with a 318.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. I had to replace the brakes on that thing though, because the original load for that car was a V6 and it couldn't be stopped with an 8 in it, especially with that big old 440.
I had a 67 Wagoneer, Kaiser Wagoneer.
Oh man.
It had that 327 Chrysler in it. It was a deep ass engine. That oil pan, it would hold 9 quarts of oil.
Good grief!
It had to. It was a Chrysler. Those are cars back then. Those Chryslers was you stopped and filled up the oil and checked the gas.
It didn't burn oil. It never burned oil.
Those things always reminded me of the AMCs.
Oh, the Matador.
Yes.
The worst car I've ever been in was a Gremlin. It was a 72 Gremlin that somebody shoehorned a 460 Chrysler in. It was dangerous. You could watch the glass pop out of the windshield sometimes because the car would twist and turn so much it was unreal.
We had a Javelin with I think it had a 360 in it. Yeah, it had a 360 in it.
You guys would all be loving to be over here right now because we're running Graffiti Weekend, and so we have a bunch of classic vehicles rolling through town and at car shows and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I've been spending my days the last few days, is out looking at classic cars. And
we
got you beat on, me and Nighthawk got you beat on classic cars.
Yeah, man, we grew up. Up with some old cars.
I'm talking about right now where we're at.
Yeah,
we do. Go on the Cokers anytime.
Yep.
And then here in Cleveland, it's every other. The DAV does a car show once a month, and then the city does one. They close the whole 4 blocks around the courthouse and turn it down. They close it down just for a car show once a month. So we have 2 car shows
constantly
every month.
Yep. And then people drive some crazy. There's a Model A and a Model T that drive in my area all the time. Like it's just a trip to the store or whatever he does with it. But
a lot of the people around here, they drive their cars, But then during Graffiti Weekend, that's when you really see everybody all congregated into one area.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is during graffiti, it's not held in one single location. It's held all throughout the town, and sometimes it spills over into a couple other towns because there's just so many damn cars. There's one, like today they have one down at one of the parks at the by the river, and it's the first 500 cars are free, and after that it's $20 a car, and they'll get, you know, probably 1,000, 1,500 cars in that park. Plus, there'll be 3 other locations that are having cars going on.
Awesome.
So, yeah, it gets pretty nice. But, you know, yeah, there's probably places that have huge car shows going on.
Yeah, I used to have a 68 Satellite, which I loved. I love that car. It was like driving your couch.
Yeah.
Then, the girl I was dating at the time, I told her I'd sell her before I sold that car. And somebody stole top half of my engine, and I had 412s in the trunk. They got all that, and I just walked away from it. It broke my heart.
I would have.
I had a 69 Dodge A100 custom pickup with a 318 wide block pre-LA make, Roland factory AC.
I think the prettiest car I ever owned, as far as what looked good, is I had a 72 Mach 1, and that car looked good, but it was not that fast a car. It was the Bumblebee yellow with the black stripes on it.
Yep, we have one of those in this town.
Yep.
Guy drives it every day to work.
Yep. I had a 78 Trans Am with the black with all the Smokey and the Bandit, the special edition stuff on it.
You had the Blackbird car.
Yes, I had the Blackbird car with the honeycomb wheels and the whole 9 yards. It was fun, but again, no horsepower in that car as compared to the muscle cars we first started driving. No horsepower in that car.
This guy had the Hearst package in his. It was pretty damn fast.
Was it? I think this thing made like 260 horsepower.
What year was it?
The 78. It was the Transit. It was the Smokey and the Bandit edition.
Yeah,
right?
the 76 model is one they used in the movie.
Yep.
It had the 403, and then 76 to 77, the emissions regulations changed, and they both had the 403 Oldsmobile.
403, yep.
And Oldsmobile motor, by the way.
Yep.
And the emission package on the 77 stole 100 horsepower from that car.
Yeah. Well, that special edition had a 400.
They came with
400 cc engine in it.
Yeah, they came with 400 cubic inches. Yeah.
Cubic inches, CI.
Yeah. CC is you're wrong professional.
Gutless as hell. No, it was. I think it was like 260 horsepower. Or
right. Yeah. They ran the 403Os, and then Pontiac wasn't allowed to use the 403 after 79.
Yep.
And that's when they went to the 301s that were turbo were just sad. But the coolest car I think I had was that wasn't a race car. They used to drag race. Professional had a 66 Impala SS.
Ooh.
327 Power Glide, locking differential. It had like 411 gears in it. That thing would just straight to
fastest car I rode in was a friend, and he had a 67 El Camino with a 327.
That's not the fastest car I've ever owned. DJ Play Nice. It wasn't a Windsor. It was
Cleveland.
Cleveland, yeah. In that 72 in the Mach 1. The fastest car I've ever owned is the one I'm driving now. Because it's 400. As far as just a quick car, not a dragster, not anything that was actually built as a dragster. It's 485 horsepower and 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds. So it's way faster than any of those old muscle cars were. They weren't built specifically as dragsters.
In high school, I was sweet on a girl who drove a 67 Fastback Mustang with the 351. And I drove it one day and put the pedal maybe halfway down from a stop sign. Yeah, just lit them up all the way across the intersection.
That's the only thing I hate about modern cars. So the first time I ever just absolutely firewalled my car, the wheels didn't spin at all. And I was like, what the heck?
It's traction control.
Yeah, it just hooks up, man. There's no loss of velocity for wheel spin. It plants you in your seat and you're gone. But my next car is going to be a Tesla. I want some of that raw torque of an electric car. I want to see what my 50-plus-year-old body by then does with 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds.
Well, shit, just get in a golf cart and go downhill.
I'm just saying, right? But dude, the high-end Teslas, those things are insane.
I also see all the electrical problems they have. Like, dude.
Yeah, he'll have.
Yeah, like when they burst into flames.
Exactly.
Muscle cars burst into flames too. People just don't like to admit it.
Well, the biggest problem is you can't put out a Tesla.
Fire. Dude, I'm telling you right now, that Model S, by the time I'm ready for a Model S, right now that car is putting out 1,020 horsepower. Okay? It's 0 to 60 is less than 2 seconds. It's 199, right? Okay, that's right now that car. It's got 390 miles range. Any 1,000 horsepower, 200 mile an hour, 0 to 60 muscle car that I ever built did not have 390 miles of range. It was going to the end of the drag strip and the fuel cell was almost empty, right?
Depends on how big a fuel cell you got.
Yeah, that's true. But just, dude, that's technology. That's the kind of technology I can sink my teeth into.
I'm sorry, I'm old school. If they don't have a V8, it's junk.
My current car just has a V6 with twin turbos.
How heavy is that S car? Do you think it's like 6,000 pounds?
Let's look it up. Let's see. No, I don't want to press the order now button. As much as I'd like to. Let's see. Model S. Weight.
So when he gets this and it catches on fire, we'll know it when he changes his logo with the flames coming off the back of the bird.
It weighs 4,647 pounds.
I was just wondering if you could get a commercial, call it a commercial vehicle, like you can or something.
Yeah, that's a thought. That's insane. That thing's probably trying to fly at 200 miles an hour.
But even the model down goes. I mean, it's still incredibly fast, and it goes farther. It goes 400 miles, and it goes 0 to 60 in 3 seconds.
Yeah, and they're putting the clear aluminum windows in them now. The transparent aluminum windows. By the time I'm ready for one of those, they'll all have transparent aluminum windows. That's exciting.
How thin is transparent aluminum? Is it thinner than glass?
No, it can be, or it can be just about anything. It's vastly superior in strength to glass, so you can use it at just about any thickness. They were shooting it with 50 calibers when they were testing it, and you can use like 1/8 of the material versus an actual plexiglass armor. Ooh, that's pretty. How many horses is that? Is that 350? What's in that thing? A 400?
That's an S10.
Oh, that's 10.
No, it was
302.
No, it'd probably be 350 or 400.
Yeah.
Or
502.
5. Lord.
Dual stage nitrous.
If you need
Talk
nitrous,
about drags.
You'll use the gas as cheating if you use nitrous.
Dude, 502s used to be expensive. What are they now? They were like $8,000 when we were building.
Oh, they're not that much now. Now if you want to get out there and really build, you need to get yourself a 702 mountain motor.
I mean,
it's pumping 1,100 or it's what's it? 1,100 horse, 1,000 foot-pounds of torque to the rear end.
You're gonna need a stout rear end for that one.
On pump gas.
That's the way to do it.
And that's just right out of the crate. That's just pulling it out of the crate. Now, you slap on, twin 88 millimeter turbos, or you run a Pro Street supercharger on there, or even start pumping like 3-stage nitrous, 2-stage nitrous. Yeah, you'll get down the track. Yep.
We did a road trip to Harbor Freight today. Speaking of tools and engines.
I shot 100 rounds with the new Takata P today. That was fun.
Oh, you flexing?
Yeah.
The only way it'd be more expensive is using some plywood as a backstop.
There's the range.
Yeah, that's a nice looking pistol. That's the Kato you got.
Oh, the STI?
Yeah, it's the P. I didn't get the Duo, just the regular.
The 2011?
2011, yep.
What'd you end up paying for it, if you don't mind me asking?
With tax, I paid $1,800 without tax. So with tax, it was $1,940.
Oh man,
It's out of my range.
yeah.
So we got Sergeant Joe Smith, DJ Play Nice, and of course we got Mr. G Webbs out in the crowd. So welcome everybody.
I left it at the store, and then I went and shot, and then I came when I was leaving the range. They said, "Oh, you got a commission check for that pistol you had on consignment," and so then I had a $1,000 check. I went, "Huh." So I went back to the pawn shop and got it. That's kind of the whole deal.
Oh, so you only get $800 for it?
Yeah,
that's still a good chunk of change. I was thinking how many ARs we could build out of that. At least 4.
Not anymore.
Yeah, more prices have come down.
2 or 3 of the local gun shops here have stacks of ARs on the shelves they can't move. Just stacks and stacks.
Smith & Wesson's selling them for $5.99 again.
Yep. I'd actually thought about buying a couple just to have them.
Yeah,
I haven't even went and looked.
Yep.
I haven't even went and looked at any guns in 2 months that I've actually really considered looking at. The wife's like, "Oh yeah, we should get that 38," and I'm pretty sure it's probably still sitting there.
I picked up a couple for my return, so I'm getting the testing done on them now. I'm excited. Pretty impressive.
I hope you kept that one shotgun that I like.
Yes, it's sitting right next to me here.
So did you ever see the AR I built?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep, finally.
Yep. I finally broke down and built an AR.
Took you long enough.
Good.
Right?
You can finally claim your man card. So that's
It's probably going to find its way to the burn pile.
dude. You need something in 5.56. Make an AK in 5.56. You need to be able to pick ammunition up.
Dude, 7.62 never left the shelves. We could still find 7.62 when everybody else was screaming and crying that they couldn't find.
Spell this out for you. Why do I have to spell this out for you, dude? If somebody drops something,
I know.
It's gonna be in 5.56.
Possibly.
It's like shooting 40 cal when everybody's shooting 9, right?
Right, exactly.
And the nice thing about having the 23 is when there's a 19 laying on the ground, you can just pick it up and take the slide right off, and now you got a backup.
The extractor is in a different location on both of those guns, right? On the lower.
Yes, the Glock.
Yes. They're not the same. They're different.
Yeah, you can still run. It'll still work.
They're different. They don't always work.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you try putting a Gen 5 slide on a Gen 3, you're probably going to have some problems.
I've never had an AK in 5.56. Rougarou says they're fun. Thank you, Foss, for putting my channel up. There'll be new content there soon. YouTube can squarely kiss my ass. And I will actually make a special video for them on Odyssey because I can post a picture of my ass there.
Hey, now I just followed you over there on the Odyssey, so you need to follow me back.
Oh, I will. Absolutely. That's actually the moment somebody does.
I have an Odyssey account, but I never do anything over there because you have to have 300 subscribers on Facebook for your shit to auto transfer over.
Yeah, but that was a pain in the ass. I went through last weekend because I kind of forget about the other platforms that I'm on. So there were a whole bunch of videos that I hadn't put up. So I had to go through one by one and upload them because you can't just transfer them.
No.
Straight from. So I had to upload them from my computer and.
Odyssey's supposed to straight transfer.
They do. They did mine.
Yeah, they did my whole platform.
Yep.
Well,
it took them 2 weeks.
I couldn't now. Well, I couldn't when I first tried to do that because I was under 300 subs.
Yeah.
And then now when I go on, it still says, "Oh, sorry, you don't qualify," and I would have to go through and contact them and all that. So it was just easier to do it one by one, and then I just need to remember to do that with every video.
I got you.
I don't know. I don't really go on Odyssey. But I have Firearm Fanatic, and so you can upload videos over there, or you can transfer your videos from your YouTube over to them and everything.
What I'm hopeful about Odyssey is it's not a gun channel. And that's actually super important because why YouTube has been successful is it's not a one-thing platform. And so, if we're in non-one-thing platforms, then there's potential for more exposure through that, right? And an alternate for things like YouTube.
Yeah.
The only kind of complaint I would have is the centralized nature of it.
Yeah.
You have to think differently about the way the platform works, and I struggle with that because I think YouTube way, not Odyssey way, and so I get a little confused and struggle with it sometimes.
So I have a question, Phyllis.
Yes.
So when you're in a gym locker room and there's a bunch of guys around, do you get confused between your unit and other guys' units?
Well, I don't know. Left hand, right hand.
I was just thinking, you've adapted to other situations like this.
Well, I'm not saying I'm giving up on it. It's just that's the one thing that I struggle a little bit with.
Yeah.
Because like when I want to go look at my stuff, it's like it's there, but it's not. You can't just hit the button that says go to your channel. As with YouTube, it's a little more roundabout because the way it's structured.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm having to get used to, is to be able to do that efficiently.
Yep.
And the whole money thing is weird, You're like, well, let me go buy some money, and they're like, well, you can't buy. We don't accept dollars yet. I mean, you haven't figured out how to take dollars yet. I don't get the whole thing. Seems like they would figure out how to take dollars pretty quick. Is a good business model, right?
Right.
Well, their base theirs on, you earn cryptocurrency based upon the views you get, the donations you get, and
what you watch.
Yeah, what you watch and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I will follow you guys when I'm on the computer. I can't do it on the phone because I don't remember my password.
See, I have to do it the other way because it's all programmed into my phone.
So the most beautiful woman in the world just walked by and said she needs my attention. So
why is my wife at your house?
Yeah, dude. Sorry, no, it's my wife. No way in hell, I'd send her right home. I have more respect for you than that, boss. Thank you for having me in G23. Everybody out there, please. These are officers and gentlemen. They do good work. Watch their stuff. Have a great day.
Yep. Thanks for joining.
Later.
Take care, guys.
Playing with my Glock.
It seems to me, I mean, I'm following about 60, 80 gun channels, but the only ones I see that are in my live stream all the time is Graham Bates and the Humble Marksman and Tactical Considerations. Just those three.
In your live feeds?
Yeah. And just kind of, and then all they're talking about is damn Taurus G4 or whatever crap. And so I don't need, I'm just sick of the place thing.
Because, I have to go in, like when you go to the home page and stuff like that, and go to like up there in the corner, and you hit who you subscribe to, and then it'll bring up everybody who's got a video up that day. You really have to go to that.
No, I go there. But it's the same 4 or 5 people.
Did you hit the bell to follow everybody or anybody else?
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I didn't hit the bell. Or maybe I only hit the bell for those 4.
That's why none of the rest of us is popping up in your feeds.
Yeah, I'll go check that out. Might go unring some of those other bells.
Yeah, they're stuck on the Taurus GX4.
Yeah, everybody must have got a free one or something.
They did. They actually gave it to a lot of small gun channels, and I kind of kicked myself for not saying, "Hey, send me one." but I didn't know they was going to release it until I saw the promos. And then, hell, all it is just a Glock 43. What? Nothing special.
They're cheap though. I mean, brand new. They're below 300.
Well, you can't beat that. If it runs like the G2C and the G3s, it'll be well worth it to have one. I mean, I use my G2C as a truck gun, just in case somebody breaks in my truck and steals it. I ain't out but $250.
I don't even understand what this Odyssey wallet is.
That's money where you can donate to other channels, promote your channel, blah blah blah. It's G-Webs was talking about it out there. That it's currency for their system, basically.
Yeah, I've got like 80 in my wallet, but 60 of it's spoken for, promoting videos, and then I've given a bunch away, and I don't know.
Not hot left.
Yeah, not hot left. Yeah.
No.
G-Webs, are you on there? Because you said you need one credit to post one video. I posted videos and it didn't cost me any credits.
It does. Anything you do, you earn them by watching other videos, and then when you post a video, it'll be just a little bit. It's probably not even noticeable.
Yeah, it's like 2/10 of one of their cryptocurrencies, what you get when you watch one of their videos.
Kind of dumb.
So now I gotta go see if.
And then you also earn when people watch your video.
Your video, right?
I think you get 1/10 of a point just for uploading.
Yeah, I don't know if I can. Let me see if I can do my Odyssey on here. I don't even know if I can log in.
G-Webs, put your link to your Odyssey out there, and I'll go over and I'll fund you some credits.
I have Gear Dash Reports, and I have Kingpin, and Patriot in the Dark, I believe, is the only ones I follow.
You're not following me?
I didn't even know you were there. And I haven't even been on there for friggin' I signed up as soon as I couldn't do anything. Pretty much I was like, screw it, I'm out of here.
It's gonna.
It does copy your videos over pretty quick. I mean, like within, I know 20 minutes they're up there.
Okay, G, I just sent you a credit. Actually, I sent you two, so. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, Brady has come in here.
Yeah, I don't know. So, Foss, which one do you have it under?
You don't know.
Is it,
Probably Dan Foss, but
Dan, like just DAN Foss, or
same as my YouTube, I believe. Or yeah, I don't know.
okay, let's see if I can find it.
oh, I found you. Just type in D.M.
Yeah, I
and he'll
found it.
show up.
Okay, so
Okay, now.
I'm on there too. If y'all want to follow Wheeled and Armed, I think I left out the well. I'm following all you guys.
hold on, cat.
So yeah, yours is Wheeled and Armed.
Yeah.
You didn't pull up nobody for me for you.
G-Web's put a link out in the chat for Wheeled and Well Armed.
All right, I got it now. Oh, I was already following you. I hit the follow and I hit unfollow. It was like, oops.
Yeah, I can do that. I've hit a couple times. Well, it's open, but I have seen elsewhere.
Yeah, it should be like G23. Well, there you go. I followed. Let's see if I can find.
All right, I followed you, Defense Dad.
Is it under gun websites? Oh, there we go.
Everywhere you get around me.
Oh, so now I gotta find Defense Dad?
He's out. He put a link out there already.
Yeah, well, I can't do it off my computer because I don't know the damn password. So I gotta do it off my cell phone. Mine's the exact opposite of what Foss has to do. So there you go. Now I have followed Artac, Wheeled and Well Armed, Foss, Defense Dad, and G-Webs. Oh, I better find Nighthawk Medic.
Yeah, I put a link to his channel in the chat.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
There we go. I think that's about the same. I was like his 17th follower back when he was on YouTube, and that got me $300 gift card, $300 in gift cards.
Ooh, we got 31 now. Ooh.
You got your camera, okay?
Yeah. I went in the comments and I tried to, you know how you flip yourself out all the time.
Oh yeah, you accidentally hit that back button instead of hitting the friggin' little X on the comments.
Yeah, the back button was somewhere different. Usually it's on the right. I hit the other. There was a new back button because I had it vertical versus horizontal.
Oh yeah.
Just hitting the X is just, that feels like that's going to knock you out, right?
Exactly. I do the same damn thing all the time.
Say what now?
I could join on your phone in a different phone.
No.
And both of us could talk. Big brain.
You're big. You're big brain. Shut the hell up.
Everyone did silent.
Well, my kids stopped watching their Saturday movie. I got to go read a book. I'm reading the Sackets. Get them started on that. Did y'all ever read the Louis L'Amour book?
Nope. Oh, he's gone. Yep, I've got Patriot in the Dark. I've got Kingpin.
I didn't have Patriot.
Did y'all ever read the Louis L'Amour books, the Sackets?
No, I didn't. Did anyone else?
No, I have not.
Okay, all right. Well, we're in the middle of the Sackets. Tell Sackett just found gold, so that's where I'm at. All right, good night, guys. Thanks for having me.
And definitely go check out Wielding Well Arms channel. He got a nice little surprise the other day.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.
Yep, bye.
Later.
And then there was 3.
Yep.
I'm going to outlast you, old man.
Who you calling old man?
I'm probably older than you.
That's what I'm thinking. You might be older than I am. I might have to...
I'm probably the youngest one here.
Well, other than me.
Well, no, Victoria's the youngest.
Yeah, well, she's not on her own. She's stealing yours.
Oh, so that means he cuts my age in half then.
Right?
Demographically.
I barely broke 40.
An embarrassing birthday video for me.
Oh, I ain't thought about that.
I haven't even hit the 41 yet, so.
Oh yeah, you still wet behind the ears.
That's right.
All right. Well, I guess I'm taking over for a little bit.
You can take over for a little bit here.
All right.
I gotta go be sociable.
Good. Then now we can drill Victoria on if what's his name still running around.
That'd be a big old no.
That's a no.
No? Did we scare him off?
Did he blow it?
Yeah, he blew it.
Yeah.
That's normally what happens.
Yeah.
He blew it too.
Uh-oh. Get too overzealous?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, but I have 10 days till my JRTC camp and 8 days till my birthday.
So which one are you looking forward to more? Your birthday or ROTC?
Birthday.
Why? It cost me money.
Still, I'm having a party.
Where?
Here.
Who said?
What the heck is that?
I don't recall that conversation.
I'm pretty sure you're grounded.
Yeah, for something.
Okay, but
I'll figure out the reason why you're grounded in 7 days.
You could talk about Let It Ring video.
What about them specifically?
So are you going to have cake and ice cream at this alleged birthday party?
Cake? Yeah, I don't know about ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of cake?
Right? What kind of cake?
Cheap cake.
That's a cheap cake. Honestly, I don't know.
Go to Costco, get one of their sheet cakes.
Food City.
Food City.
Costco has some damn good cakes.
Yeah, but you got to buy it like a whole sheet.
No, they've cut it now. It's not as big as it used to be. It's only a 3/4 sheet now instead of a full sheet. Or a half sheet. It's still bigger than what you get at any other friggin' department store. And they have that friggin' delicious filling on the inside. Especially if you get like a chocolate cake with the chocolate mousse inside.
Yeah, it does sound good. Close your bathroom door.
Why?
Because I don't want to have to smell that.
Light a match.
Thanks for telling everybody I'm in the bathroom.
Well, it's kind of obvious.
Oh. So what kind of ice cream?
Probably Neapolitan.
You need like some vanilla praline. Get those pecans in there.
Cookie dough's better.
Foss, what kind of ice cream are you gonna weigh in on?
Well, if it's with cake, then just vanilla.
Like a French vanilla or just vanilla?
I prefer just a vanilla. Although you could get an ice cream cake.
You could go to Baskin Robbins and get 31 flavors of ice cream cake.
Or if you have a Dairy Queen, you can get ice cream cakes from them.
I haven't had one of their ice cream cakes in forever, and I didn't like them like when I was a kid. But who knows if they taste different now? So what were you going to say, Tori?
I said that depends on what Dad wants to do. If he wants to get ice cream cake this year or regular.
That's a possibility. Ice cream cake. I ain't had that in a while.
He said ice cream cake was a possibility.
Well, then you got to go with what kind of ice cream cake. Because doesn't DQ offer a couple different ones?
Yeah, there's a few different kinds you can get. The nice thing is you can either order one or they usually have some in a case where you can just pick one up. I do make an. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, go.
I was just going to say, I make an awesome chocolate with blackberry filling cake.
Ooh, that sounds like really delicious.
It is.
Hey, woman. Foss says he makes a good chocolate cake with blackberry filling. What? Foss says he makes a good chocolate cake with blackberry filling.
Very good. And it's made so the blackberry filling, I'll do it with raspberry sometimes too, or sometimes do an angel food cake with raspberry filling or strawberry filling. But you leave the filling just a touch. It's still sweet, but it's not as sweet as the cake. So it comes out a little bit tart. And then you get, so it's not sweet on sweet on sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives you that little bit of tang, which really makes it good.
G-Web says he's eating dark chocolate with blueberries in it. Is that Brookside candy that has dark chocolate and blueberries in there? That stuff is so friggin' delicious.
It might be one of the Might be one of the candy bars. He had a bunch of dark chocolate candy bars that he was going to try.
I don't know. So when are you going to do your next gun video there, Tori?
We have some coming out where I struggled to put in a AK mag.
You rock it. How is there a struggle? Hook the front lip and rock it.
In a what?
KS-47.
It was in a KS-47.
Is that like a bastardized AR platform?
Yeah.
Oh, see, so yeah. There's your problem. You're trying to run a bastardized weapon system.
But the AR was rejecting that AK mag.
No, the AK mag was saying, no, don't, no.
Did you see my Instagram post today? I forgot to tag you in it.
I have not been on IG at all today. Yeah. So, Patriot in the Dark is out in the crowd, so I believe he's got a couple new followers on Odyssey now. So.
What, Dad? Dad said tell me he needs to look us up.
What did you say?
Dad said that he needs to hook us up.
Subscribe
back to us on Odyssey.
Oh, yeah.
The KS-47 would be a great gun if it had a slide charging handle. Slide charging handles to me are stupid, just like grip safeties.
Oh, so if I might be able to log in from my Odyssey on my computer with this magic link I sent myself. Yes. Hey, look at this. I'm on Odyssey. Maybe. I'm currently following 12 people. I have zero clue who I'm following, but I'm following 12 people.
I heard a cat meow.
Yeah, I've got 2 of them.
Nice.
Or actually, the wife does. I wonder if Carolina EDC is over here. I don't think so. So. Let's see who I'm following. Does it tell me? Crap, you actually have to go through and look at all the people you're following.
I don't know if they heard you, Dad.
Probably not. Oh, is it? I guess it is pill time.
Brady. Emmett's awake. He's crying.
So, what are you hoping to get out of the ROTC camp?
Honestly, no idea.
So what now?
He asked me what I'm planning on getting out of the AROTC camp.
Get what now?
Getting out of the AROTC camp. What I'm getting out of it.
Tired, sweaty, and stinky.
Okay. All because I have to go for technically 4 days. Doesn't mean anything.
It's 3 days.
Okay. 21st, 22nd, 23rd.
There's no 23rd. You didn't read the email right, you
I read the paper. It said the first one, the 23rd.
Well, access completely denied.
It's the 23rd.
Don't argue with me. I type shit out.
What was that for?
What, Jessica?
My mom.
What?
Cool. So, I guess defense dad's finally made it off work. I think he's at a Justin Bieber concert or
Lilith Fair.
something like that.
Who the hell pays $2 for a candy bar?
I do.
Why?
The ones I buy are like $4.50, but I only eat half of one at a time.
So you
So,
eat
like-
$2.25 worth?
I'll get the candy bars that are they're from CB Candies, but I only buy them when they're going to help one of the private schools here locally. It's a little Christian school, so I buy them for their fundraisers.
Well, that's fine. White of you.
So I use my white privilege.
White privilege card to help out.
Yeah.
You know, if you only give them $1 and tell them that, well, no, that's actually $2 because, math is racist, you should be okay.
I think they might know a little different since they're not public school.
Well, that's a possibility. There we go. So I have this problem. It's called Harbor Freight. Every damn time I go in there, I spend $100.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you go into Costco. I call it the $200 store.
That's the same way I call. Same way with Walmart. That's why I stopped going to Walmart. Every time I go in there, I spend $200.
When was the last time we were in a Walmart, woman? Oh yeah, we had to go get something for you at a Walmart, but yeah, it's been quite a while since, except for having to go in the other time because they're the only ones in town that carry the right friggin' aspirin that she takes. Are they the what's it? Godiva chocolate bars or Ghirardelli chocolate bars?
Geonosis.
So, girls arguing in the background.
Emmett's up, so they're arguing who's going to watch him this time. Well, basically, he wanted out of the room, so out of his room.
So we got Mr. PNW Woods out there in the crowd. So, Foss, have you pulled the trigger on that 12 gauge yet?
I hear don't let him in here. What? Oh.
Have you taken or no 12 gauge yet?
Well, I do have one. I bought one
What do you want?
3 weeks ago.
You always smell my crotch. So.
I haven't taken it out yet.
Yes, I know.
Did I tell you that I got one?
Nope. I watched your show in the reruns. You'd be proud of me. I watched the whole hour and something.
No, I haven't taken it to the range yet.
So do you have a range that you can shoot shotguns at, or do you?
I can do it at the indoor range because I can do, some rifles and shotgun. I need to figure out what shells they allow. I don't remember.
They probably do target loads or bird shot. Nothing that's nothing.
I'm pretty sure no slugs.
Yeah.
Okay, no.
I don't need him.
Because I'll end up mutant wielding well armed.
Yeah, there's an outdoor range that I want to join. I'm just waiting to hear back from them. Then I can do. It's just the one that I did when I took my 30-06 out, that range.
Well, when I come up, I'll bring my KSG, and I'll let you squeeze off a couple rounds off that thing. It's a little tactical shotgun.
Yeah.
I finally took some pictures of some camera footage of the KS7,
mm-hmm.
and ended up deleting it off the phone somehow.
Didn't you post it?
Did I post it for Let Freedom Ring? Maybe that's why I deleted it then.
I don't know if you did it for Let Freedom Ring, but I thought I saw you do a video on the KS7 because you called it a KSG.
Yeah, I know. I'm dyslexic.
I'll be right back. Stay.
And the recoil wasn't that bad. Of course, I was shooting birdshot out of it.
Yeah, I've ran 3-inch out of my KSG, and I tell you one thing: you better shoulder that damn thing. I mean, rack that thing into your shoulder, or you're gonna know it's there.
No. See, I know better than that. My gun, it doesn't weigh nothing for a shotgun, so no, I already knew not to shoot high brass or anything other than low brass out of it.
Well, I was running Suprema, and that was high brass, and it was running that Suprema like it was 22. It had zero recoil. But then I ran some Federal premium, heavy duty, high velocity, double-aught buck through it, 3-inch shells. And yeah, that damn thing rocked the hell out of me.
I bet. Hell, I still got a Mossberg Maverick AV8 that I hadn't even shot yet.
That's what I have. Mossberg 88 security. The 20-inch. Yeah. I haven't shot yet.
Hadn't shot it yet. I've got a Winchester 1600 semi-auto that I've been I had done one video on of it. Maybe I don't know. It was Instagram, I think I did on it. I still got to strip the stock and get all the camouflage paint off some of somebody used it as a duck hunting gun, I guess, for a while. And I came across it at one of the gun stores here in town, or next county over, for like $200. So it's like, man, that's a Winchester semi-auto. I'm gonna snatch that thing up.
Yeah, well, that KSG is 26.25 inches long with an 18.5 inch barrel.
Is it 18.5? I thought it was 20.
Nope, it's an 18.5. You can get the KS25, or you can get the. They have another KSG that has like the longer barrel also, but I have the original, like when they came out a long time ago, and they were retailing at like friggin' $1,400 a shotgun.
They've come down a lot. There's one in we had a KS7 and a KSG there at the shop today I was looking at, and I hadn't done the G. Of course, I hadn't done my 7 yet either. Video on the full videos on those. The 7 was like close to $1,000. I mean, the G was close to $1,000, and the 7 was like $710. I know I paid less than that.
Yeah,
I bought it a couple months ago.
but yeah, they're fun. I mean, the KSG, you've got 14 plus 1, 2 3/4, 12 plus 1 on 3-inch, and if you're running the Aguila minis, you're running 24 plus 1.
Now, how do they feed those Aguila minis? Because I'm thinking about running those in it. If they'll run without jamming.
The one thing I'm going to tell you, if you're probably running, grab you a front vertical grip. So this way you have something to really, hold on to.
Okay.
There's an adapter I think you can get for those to run.
You don't need it. You don't need it for the KS because of the bullpup design, the way that it loads it. Now, like in your semi-autos and some of your others, the way that they load them, you need the adapter. But in the KSG and probably the KS7, the way it loads, it will automatically just take it in.
Okay. Let's look into that. I got some of the specialty ones too that are like buck over shot.
Yeah.
They're like that. Well, they're a little bit bigger than the minis.
Yeah, the shorties.
Yeah, they're bigger than that a little bit.
But yeah, because it loads out of that back, and so it'll come out of your tube, and it's the way the KSG, it grabs the actual back of the shell, and so it's grabbing onto the brass, and it's not actually, so it just loads it easy. But you really have to be careful on short shucking it.
Right.
So if you get you a like a Magpul front vertical grip, it'll make it so much easier to like really get that force back to rack that thing.
Okay.
So that's what that would be my advice. And you can pick those up for friggin' $9-12.
Jesus Christ, dog.
So.
Oh, y'all can't hear it. My dog's snorting as he's biting at something.
Yeah. Yeah. Bullpups. Even when you're running a bullpup semi-auto versus like a semi pump, and their bullpup styles, they still load differently and everything than your regular shotguns. Have you ever flipped your KS7 upside down and racked it?
Yeah, I have the other day. Matter of fact, a guy came in looking at it, and I had to show him how it operates. I said, look, right here. Where's the chamber at? I said, no, it's back here.
It is kind of weird. You got to chicken wing that thing. You better chicken wing that shotgun.
Well, I didn't have in that video. If I posted it somewhere, I yanked it back hard.
Yeah, but when you're shooting, if you don't chicken wing it, you will start getting shells bouncing off your arm, and it friggin' hurts. It will burn and then friggin' just cut your arm right open. Yeah. Fiend Dog's giving me a little bit of crap because I said it takes it from behind.
Well, yes, it does take it behind. That's the only bullpup shotgun so far that I've picked up that I've actually liked, that doesn't interfere with my arm. All those magazine-fed ones, like that Landers and all the ones that Nighthawk Medic's been doing, they don't feel right on me. Usually bullpups don't feel right to me anyway, but this one does at least.
Yeah. I don't think I have a video. I got a video somewhere. I just don't. Of course, it's probably not. It's probably on my old phone. Of me shooting the KSG. So.
I don't know. I gotta look and see if I downloaded that one now. Stay right there, dog. We ain't going nowhere. Sit down. Lay down, dog.
Wow. Hear them arguing in the background.
House full of women.
To answer Defense Dad, no, it's a smooth bore. But any of the Mossberg 500 barrels will fit it. You can switch them out for any of the 500 barrels.
Yeah, I'm a dumbass. I did do a video on it and posted it in the shorts. The KS7 video. I did do it 6 days ago. Old man problems right there. That was one of those videos where I didn't have no eye pro or ears on because I completely forgot about it. like Nighthawk Medic was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I did the video with my sister, the next time I went to the range, the range officer that was there, he subbed to my channel. He goes, "Yeah, it was a good video." Next time your sister should wear iPro. I didn't even realize I forgot to give her the shooting glasses, so she's not wearing any eye protection.
I tell you, the KS7 ain't gonna mess with me. Someone, it just bounces off my fat when I rack it. Go on, you stupid dog! I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Trying to
play right now. Lay down.
be able to upload it real quick so that I can then show you guys what it looks like.
Is that the one where you just ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom?
Yeah. Yeah. I just have to Bluetooth it to my other phone. Maybe I can just Bluetooth it to the computer. Nope, it's not going to let me do any of that. Damn technology. Maybe it's actually working. You would think that I would be able to figure this stuff out, huh? But I can't. I'm not tech savvy. This is like, oh, there. Okay, so it's going to be on one phone here in a minute. PNW says he broke a shotgun.
So, been shedding in my bed. Crazy dog.
You'd think that this would be faster when they're Bluetooth and they're like 2 inches away from each other. Right?
You know, he loads so fast. Network speed.
Well, it's going from Bluetooth from one phone to another.
That's probably why it's tanked.
Calm down. Okay.
This ain't going though. Well, he'll keep. Swear to God, he pees in here.
Okay, so I should be able to now just straight upload it to YouTube. Maybe not. Wow. This is like becoming way more of a pain in the ass than it has to be.
Don't let him nip at you. Put him back outside. You got him all riled up now.
What the heck is wrong with you? You're on lips. Okay, you want loves? You want loves? Here, loves. It's a hot spot. Hey, no sir.
Maybe it will upload a lot quicker.
Thank you.
Let's see, how long do we have to wait for the upload?
Wait here.
It's a 22-second long video.
Oh,
So
that should be like 5 minutes.
It's saying 16, 20, about 20 seconds. Oh, now it's up to 23 seconds for the upload. And then you got to wait for the rendering for them to make sure that I didn't screw anything up. So, I guess while I'm doing that, I can tell the computer to open up YouTube. Yep. So we're at 21 seconds to go on a 23-second long video.
He's get his.
Right here. Yeah, no. You got a flea right there. You got a flea. You got a flea. Let me get the flea, boy.
Allegedly, now we're just waiting for the processing to finish. Okay. So let's. Yes, I was uploaded from mobile.
That's Garfield. That's Garfield.
What the hell were we doing now? I done forgot.
I'm trying to get a KSG video to play.
Oh.
If I can never even get it to
Upload.
It's uploaded. Now I just got to find it somewhere.
Somewhere
I know, like this is like being a real pain in the.
Lemon lime.
I'm on. Open up the studio. Click there.
This would be like one of G-Web's intros.
Right?
This week's show is The Slow Road. Slow upload on.
Well, it's uploaded. I just couldn't friggin'.
Yeah, alrighty then.
I couldn't. I can't figure out where the hell. Share audio. Maybe. Okay. Now you guys can see that?
Yeah.
Possibly.
Oh. Yes, I see it.
That's probably not.
You might want to butt up on that.
We'll knock your ear pro off.
Well, that's not proper ear pro. Let me just explain. That was not very proper ear pro. That was like, you ever work in a food manufacturing plant or stuff like that?
No, I've never worked at one of those.
So it's just pretty much like earmuffs.
Oh, okay.
They're not. Those were not proper. I did not have hearing protection or anything. And I was like, oh crap, I got my ear pro from work. So, yep.
That was funny. His little video.
No. What was it about?
About him shooting his KSG. Oh, and I did find a video of me shooting. I uploaded it.
On what?
On the Lit Freedom Ring thing.
So, did you see how I had that arm chicken winged out there?
Yeah.
Because those shells come out with some authority. Yeah. And it's got the front vertical grip on there, so.
I saw that. I might do that. I got a rail and a standard vertical grip I can put on a rail, so I might do it that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a standard 1913 pick rail. I mean, just that runs on underneath that handguard. There's the little cover that comes from the factory, and you take that off and you can slap your vertical grip on there. Friggin' so easy. And yes, that shotgun has a red dot on it. Not that you're going to use it for anything, but it does have a red dot on it.
That's kind of pointless.
No, I've seen people who miss shit with a.
I mean, it's there for if you're going to run slugs. I mean, you want to run slugs. That it's good to have to be able to, know that you're hitting where you're aiming. So, Foss, what do you think?
Think about what?
That KSG.
It goes boom.
It definitely goes boom.
You probably can't get over watching you falling backwards shooting it, though.
Dude, those were the 3-inch shells on that thing. That will rock a big dude.
See, if I'd known that earlier, I could have played it off like I was shooting 3-inch shells out of my KSG or my KS7. It didn't rock me none. And then secretly, y'all would know that they were all low brass racing bird shot.
Oh, I would have called you out on it. I would have been like, "Oh, bullshit." I know what that damn thing will do.
Especially with mine being smaller and lighter weight.
Actually, I think it's still running 26 and a quarter, 26 and a half inches. It just holds 7 shells instead, or 6 plus 1 instead of 12 plus 1 or 14 plus 1.
It's the weight unloaded is 5.9 pounds on the KS7. So roughly the same weight as the M1 carbine.
We'll go right to the Caltech website.
That's why I'm on for the KS7. I didn't look at the KSG.
See, even on their website, they show that it should have a red dot on there.
I ain't saying nothing about the red dot.
I know, but I'm just saying. There you go. It shows it's supposed to have a red dot on there. Yeah, if you take that piece off right there, and you mount a vertical grip on there, that's
stupid. I don't think I can put a vertical grip on mine.
So it's running 6.9 pounds for the KSG.
Mine was, see what mine. Yeah, it's 8. 6 point. Yeah, it's a full pound heavier. Got an extra mag tube on it.
The KSG 25 is running 9.25, but it also runs 12 plus 12 on a 2 3/4 shell. So that's why, you know.
Oh yeah, they're holding 28 rounds. So
you're holding 25 rounds. My question is if it's running, 12 2 3/4 per tube, how many friggin' minis would that put in there? Because this is 7, so you're talking 5 more rounds of 2 3/4. So you've got to be talking 6 more minis.
Yeah, probably.
So you're talking 37 mini shells that thing can hold, roughly. Yeah. Overall length is 26.1 inches on the KSG. I wouldn't mind getting that, but then, that's only 10 rounds for the tactical. And it's 21.5 inches long. The tactical, they call the KSG compact. I don't see how much more compact. I mean, it's
longer.
It's 6.8 pounds, 0.1 pounds lighter, but the overall length is the same as the KSG. And it holds way less rounds because you're talking 4 plus 4, so 8 rounds of 3-inch. So yeah, that's not. MSRP on that KSG is $900. There you go. Get a soft case. That can hold a few rounds.
Yeah. Like everything that Kel-Tec makes, M-Carbo makes all kinds of replacement parts for them. Upgraded parts, and they just did a whole bunch for their PMR 30s.
Yeah, mine came with that little hand stop, and I ripped it off there real quick, and I was like, "Yep, I'm done with that," and went to just a front. That might be nice to get a extended butt pad to.
Yeah, it absorbs the shock pretty well.
So, sounds like Ozzy's off work finally. What's going on, Carolina? Are you on Odyssey? Because we're all now on an Odyssey kick, and we're subbing to everybody over on Odyssey.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Okay. Yeah, I've been on Odyssey way back. Last year, Kingpin was talking about it.
Yeah, that's why I went and did it too.
And so I went over there and joined and did all that. And then it said, "Oh, you need 300 subscribers for it to automatically do your videos. So you have to now bring them over one at a time." I'm like, fuck that. I'm not going to do that. So it's just sat there.
Well, let's just get you 300 subs. I mean, how far are you away? Like 10, 20?
Like 30. 30 some.
We got to fix that then.
You got the most pull here. Star Attack.
How's that?
Don't
You're over 1,000.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I keep forgetting that I'm monetized now.
Yep.
With that nickel 98 rolling in every day, let me tell you.
I'm at 268.
268? I like big butts. I will work on a shout out video.
I'm probably going to turn that KSG into a shorts video since it is only 23 seconds long.
Right. So then somebody else like Brandon Herrera pick it up and say, "Look, fat guy with a shotgun, with a little shotgun."
Right?
it might go viral. That might get you 300.
Look at how he ends this, like a cholo.
Yeah. I think that's why mine's got so many views. It's got like 50 views on mine, and they're thinking, "Damn, this guy ain't got no ear protection on. He must be deaf already."
Yeah. I did that video when I was back in Washington and over a buddy's property, and
looked like he was in a rock quarry, and it was the middle of winter time.
It was. My buddy back in Washington has a rock quarry and a sand pit, and the neighbors ended up calling the police saying that there was explosions and a lot of explosions going on. And so the sheriff's department showed up and we're like, "Oh, just shooting the shotgun." They're like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, we're blowing up the rock quarry here. We're, trying to get Fred and Barney to work. Has any crazy more stuff happened out there in Oregon, like where they're going to try to do a gun mental health thing?
No, nothing yet. So he says he has me. So thank you. If you're having a problem with your pins walking out, I don't think that they actually make
oversized pins, no.
Or even anti-walk pins.
No, they don't.
You might check Lone Wolf. They would probably be like your best bet.
I don't know if that's. I was thinking he did at 80%.
Yeah,
he was talking about an oblong hole that he was dealing with.
Yeah, what he did was he did an 80, but I don't know if he didn't have the jig all the way secure, and so it kind of it egged the hole.
So either drilled all the way through, or go get you a set of roll pins from Lowe's and see if you can find one that are bigger and drive a bigger pin through it. So anything you can do.
Yeah. Or you could go to an auto shop, like an auto part store, and they have the pin kits that go for on your older rigs, your gear shifters.
Right.
They had the pins in there, and you're just gonna have to make your own pins. But that's the thing is, because of having to have those channels in there, I don't know that you can do it, because you have other things that rest on those pins that have to lock into place.
That's true.
If it's the rear pin, the rear pin, it'd be just fine. You could go to the store, to like AutoZone or O'Reilly's or Napa or any of them, and get you a set of roll pins. They're for going into your into your gear shifter, and you just get the it's an accessory pack, or it has a bunch of different ones in there, and find you one that's just snug and just drive that thing in there. You'll still be able to take it out with an AR punch, roll pin punch, so you'd still be able to keep using it. But that's about the only idea I have. And I see we got Blitz out there, so welcome. It's been a while since seeing him.
If it's not a real Glock 19, stop calling it that.
Yeah, if it's a P80, it's a P80.
Then call it a P80, right? What people thinking, Glock makes junk now, do we?
So Carolina should be joining us here in a minute.
Gun G-Web's out there with a pro tip.
Get rid of the 9mm.
Yeah.
What's going on, Carolina?
Yeah, no, it's not a Glock 19/P80. It's a P80.
So you deal with a lot of the P80 style You know of anything that would help that problem?
Depends how bad the hole is. I mean, it just has to be get to one of those. You can go to the Glock store and get those pins with they're like painted different colors. They're usually a little bit tighter fit because of the Cerakote, whatever they put on it. That might work. Or might try some nail polish, clear nail polish, and put on it and let it dry. Maybe it'll stay in there.
I was thinking just, like, back in the day you had in your trucks and stuff, your shifter knob for being able to shift from like drive, or even when you were doing 3 on the tree, there was always that little roll pin that was sitting in there and would start working its way loose, so that shifter would start becoming wobbly. You can go get some of those pins and drive it in. If it's just being in the very back, so it's holding, the only thing it's holding back there is.
Now you're talking the one with the grip handle.
I think he's talking about the one at the very back that sits under your slide.
Yeah, that's the one that holds the trigger housing.
Yeah. And so that one, I don't think it would really matter too much if he was just running a regular. But if it was one of the front two, then you'd be a little more problematic.
Yeah, I would try nail polish to cover the holes to keep it in there. Clear nail polish so you can't see it. Keep it from coming out. You can always take that off.
Yeah. And if you go and get those roll pins, then you can just punch those out with an AR roll pin punch.
Yep.
So if it's this one back here, yeah, you could just use the regular like roll pin punch. But if you're talking one of these two up here, you're pretty much fucked, and you're gonna have to just go get another P80 frame.
Yeah, because that one's gonna move the rail.
Yeah, it was based off like Georgia 23 or something.
No.
So he says it's the back one. And so yeah, your cheapest fix is just go to an auto parts store, spend like I think it's about $2 for your roll pins, and drive one in there.
Get a yeet cannon.
Super glue that thing in there.
Well, you could. I mean, really, you could just put some super glue or Gorilla Glue on there and keep it in there, because you're not really going to take that out.
No.
Unless you're planning on changing your trigger pack at a later date, which, if you're going to use it for like a carry or whatever, then before you go and super glue it in there, if you're going to make it a permanent thing, put in what you want to begin with and just call it a day. But
yeah.
Let's see.
So what's new with you?
Picked up a Nissan Rogue.
Oh, okay.
Nice. And
They call it
one of
ice.
those.
So you can go to Harbor Freight.
Yay.
And you can pick up a 315 piece
$5
for $6.29.
There you go.
Brownells has them for $4.99. So, yeah, they're. You can definitely find them. They're not expensive, and you can do it that way. So that's what I would probably would say.
Have you found a house yet?
Nope, pretty much everything has been pretty shit and overpriced.
Oh yeah.
So we're just gonna hold off for a little bit. I mean, we're gonna keep looking, of course. But this is what you're looking at. You're just something like this. They come in different sizes, so you can just drive them right in, put it in that hole, and be done with it. And then you can just use a regular
punch
from like down here. You can get yourself a nice roll pin punch kit if you don't already have one, to be able to take it back out if you ever need to. So that's probably what I would say.
Or just buy a real Glock and be done with it.
Defense Dad says that there was no way I picked it up.
Nope, I don't believe it.
Yeah,
I do. I believe everything AG says.
But went to the ocean last weekend for the 20th anniversary.
Nice.
So
yeah, I went to the range, didn't get nothing done today, but a couple other guys was there and we just bullshit around and didn't really do film anything. So I didn't get nothing done today.
no, I did not say I picked up the ocean. Hey, woman, light us up some cigarettes. Well, I've got an old video that I'm going to release probably tomorrow.
Old video, how old?
It's when I was shooting my KSG.
Oh. Yeah, I like to have one of those.
They're so nice.
How's the AR going?
It's sitting over there collecting dust. I've put a few rounds through it, but now it's just collecting dust. It's chilling next to the AC.
Oh. Too hot to handle, huh?
Yeah, when you've been playing with the tractor so long, and then when you get a Ferrari in the garage, you don't know what to do with it.
I don't know. I still say the AK is way better.
It is. It's meant for farmers and people with low intelligence.
It's meant to get the damn job done.
It's meant to throw a failed cartridge downrange and not be able to hit shit.
That is a 30 caliber projectile.
It's a 3-line projectile. He's talking about the Russians. Now, for anybody gets mad out there, I have 2 AKs, so don't get flustered in the SKS. I like them too.
Yep, AKs are pretty nice.
I
We'll get Foss to get an AK here pretty soon.
You just interrupted.
Yeah. We have picked up a couple. Well, we've done a couple of videos today. They won't release for a week or so, but we've done the M&M AK variant pistol. Didn't get too involved inside of it, but it's designed like an AK, but it's not an AK. And then messed with one of those Israeli Ace pistols. That's in 308.
There you go, Artak. I'm pretty sure that comment is made just for you.
Which one?
The one on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, I shot my AK-74 today.
I keep hearing
47.
What's that?
Your AK-47?
No, 74.
Is it a 5.45?
Yep.
If it's the 74, it is, yeah.
Yep. Okay. Well, then that would be.
That would be the Russian 222. See, even the Russians knew they had to go to 222. That's why they went to it there, Warsaw, because they know that the 30 caliber by 39 was a ripoff of the German 8mm Kurz. They couldn't handle the embarrassment anymore.
Yeah, I still got to make a video on that one.
I like the 5.45 round and the 6.2.
Oh, it's awesome.
But if you're going to shoot real 3-line Russian ammo, you should be shooting 7.62 by 54. All very true, Warsaw. You can't shoot the Imperial cartridge well. You don't deserve to shoot the Kami cartridge at all. That's like they couldn't even come up with a decent 9mm round. They come up with 9mm Makarov. Let's make it in between 9mm Pelabellum and 380. That was a good idea.
9x17?
Yeah, that's 380.
I thought it was 9x18.
No, 9x18 is Makarov.
Yeah, I know. That's why I just said that.
Can be dead accurate when fired out of an AR-15. You are correct, Warsaw.
I think my 5.45 is more accurate than my 7.62.
I believe you are correct, sir. I will agree to that 100%. I do like the 5.45 cartridge.
Yes, sir.
In the AK-74 platform. It's plenty accurate if you have a book.
So are you being able to find a 5.45 pretty easily?
Yeah.
And, not too expensive?
No, the price has come down on them, so it's pretty close to what they were.
I agree. If I was going to shoot an inferior 30 caliber cartridge, I just shoot 30 Winchester.
Yeah, Tula. Oh, I kind of like Wolf. Tula's not bad.
It's all Soviet production. Just because they got different company names, blah blah blah, and they're different mob companies, they're still using the same old.
It's probably the same plant.
Probably, or same Soviet tooling that they've used for decades. So I mean, why wouldn't it work?
Setting your car alarm there, Carolina?
No, somebody. I'm sitting outside my front door and somebody pulled up.
Yeah. I figured you were playing with your Jeep.
No. I cut the alarm off thing. Just blinks when I lock it. I might see fireworks.
Last I checked, the Ukraine was part of the Soviet Union. Last I checked, Russia was part of the Soviet Union.
Do they even do the Soviet Union anymore? I think that all broke up.
No, it all broke up in the 90s. They did the Russian Federation thing now. Still controlled by the KGB, though. Why ain't you shooting the bugs yet?
Yeah, I can control the bugs out here.
For over 100. Yep. Back there in the Carolinas, it's those bugs. Get those June bugs out there.
Yeah, they're bad.
Wow, that's a nice map you got there. Sure looks like all those places are in Russia or Soviet Union. Just because they got new names now doesn't mean that they're not the Soviet Union.
Former Soviet Union.
Yeah, that's still the Soviet Union. All a bunch of damn commies. You could slap some mud on something, polish it down. It's still going to be crap. So if it's part of the Soviet Union then, it's part of the Soviet Union now. All under Putin's control. You keep saying they went private, but yet they're still controlled by the Russians. Mafia. That's not private. That's just mafia control. Gee, I think you've muted yourself.
Crap, I did.
They're not all. Yes, gee, I know they're not all in Russia, but they're all in the Soviet Union, though.
I hit the inline mute accidentally.
Yes, I know they all went to different countries. It doesn't matter. Still Soviet Union. Some people just don't get it. Belarus is just a little Soviet satellite country, still part of the Russians, controlled by the Russians. The Russians want to control the Ukraine. That's my whole point. I said it was all made on old Soviet machinery. My cat said meow that.
Send me out. Who said something? Who said something?
T-Web's disagreeing with me to get me to be quiet. Belarusian president is in the pocket. You're definitely right there, Warsaw. For the first time tonight, you're right.
Oof, that's tough.
Shut up. We're talking about politics that you don't like, kid.
Yeah, I don't.
But then be quiet then.
Yeah, she'll get into politics as she gets a little older.
I still call anyone who's a Democrat stupid.
Oh, you shouldn't.
Well, they are.
They're not
Exactly.
stupid. They're just slightly misled.
I don't know.
Because usually most people in their early years, in their 20s and stuff, are usually Democrats or lean towards Democratic ideas because, they hadn't worked for anything yet. And then when you get into your 30s, you're thinking, why the hell should I be giving any of my shit away to somebody? Because I worked hard to get this. And then by the time you're 40, you're a right-wing nut job. Like, I don't want to give you shit now.
I was that way when I was friggin' 13.
Oh. I didn't really care until I turned 21 and went to go buy my first pistol. And then I had to do that 7-day waiting period. And I was like, well, whose dumbass idea was this? And it was all some guy named Brady who got hit. He got shot by Reagan or for Reagan or whatever.
But
yeah, they're both useless. Both parties are useless now. That's why people say, well, let's get a third party. Well, no, because then we'll just make the other two worse than what they are now.
Yeah.
They just use us both. They use the American people and our rights against us to keep their dumbasses in power. And we're the dumbasses, really, because we keep them in power. It sounds like when we go fishing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I believe that's that ain't UG, is it? Or is that Carolina?
It's Carolina being out on when it's the June bugs out there.
Yeah. God, I hate June bugs. They come out. It's in the middle of July. Yeah, they'll start coming out here in Tennessee.
Cicadas.
No, those are not cicadas. Cicadas.
Cicadas.
Cicada's a northern thing.
So wait, there's an actual. Okay then.
I actually saw one down here. I've only seen one the whole time.
Yeah, I'm glad we don't have those here.
Oh, they're not that bad.
What?
Cicadas.
Yeah, I have no clue what that is.
Yeah,
it's a big giant bug that comes out every 17 years.
Huh.
People. He heard you call him stupid.
Wait, he's in that?
But people up in Cincinnati will like deep fry them and put them in, coat them with chocolate.
Oh yeah, those nasty.
Yeah, they're a whole bunch of protein in them though.
Yeah, they're nasty.
They're good to go fishing with too.
Chocolate. Get rid of them.
No, not the chocolate one, the regular one. The fish don't like chocolate up there. They like White Castle French fries.
I didn't mean to call you stupid.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Not all Democrats support radical systems. Yeah, because usually they're all conservatives now. There are no normal Democrats anymore.
I didn't know you.
He said he used to be up there. See,
Oh.
He's a conservative now. Kind of like me, because I was like a Democrat in the 90s.
No, like
I didn't really care, honestly.
The old school Democrats, like when you had the old school Southern Democrats.
No, I ain't talking about the racist ones.
Those guys, like, they actually, they still stood for like rights and stuff like that, and they were still more for the working class. But everything changed. It all.
Yeah, they couldn't win on the Union backs anymore. They couldn't win, depending only on the black vote. So they went to becoming the party of the minorities, where no matter how stupid or crazy your cause is, by God, you got a home here in this party, we'll fight for it. And they stick together, and they have a playbook, and they execute that playbook extremely well.
Hey, what's the deal with that one president that got assassinated? What country was that again?
Haiti.
Oh, yeah.
Haiti.
Yeah, that's the country where Bill and Hillary Clinton cheated them out of like $30 million from the Clinton Foundation. They usually have military coups and
2 Americans went in there and executed.
Oh, was it? Was it 2 people from the States? I thought it was some people from Cuba.
It was allegedly it was 2 Americans, like Haitian Americans, and it was like a 25-man hit squad.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of people got arrested, but I don't know what was the deal.
Yeah, a lot of them got arrested. Some of them got killed.
Some of them soon to be killed.
Yeah.
Nope. They'll Epstein themselves.
Yeah, like them. See, there is a whole political thing with them. That somebody why is Haiti such a poor country? They come up with this because they had to pay France for their freedom, and J.P. Chase Bank helped collect the money to pay France, and the payments didn't end until like 1947. So that's why Haiti's such a messed up country right now and poor, because they had to pay for their freedom from France all the way up to 1947. But they lack, since they sell so much sugar cane there, but they lack, to tell the truth, that every government they've had in there, we either had to come in and put them down or replace them, remove their Voodoo King president they had that one time, had to remove him from power because he was killing people like it was free. How they've mismanaged their money from 1947 to the present, that doesn't count. It's because for 150 years they had to pay France 25% of their GDP for their freedom. So that's what they blame it on. But none of the retard leaders that they've put in, that they've tolerated, are the ones that we've had to go in and remove because they were killing the people there. So, like anything else in history, if the left rewrites it. So I don't know why this guy was assassinated. From my understanding, he was okay. Maybe because he wouldn't play with the Clintons, or he knew too much about the Clintons.
Yeah, I guess they posed as DEA to get like the security to stand down and back off.
Oh, yeah. It sounds. Hey, Joe Biden might have had something to do with it, for all we know.
Who knows what?
Like the same thing with Panama.
Yep. And a few other countries around the world that we've helped out.
Afghanistan. You see what they're doing in Afghanistan. Already announced. Who the hell announced that you're leaving the country? That's operational destruction right there. Oh, we're going to leave by the end of August. And what you got the Taliban chasing around Afghanistan pilots right now and murdering them in their own neighborhoods.
Yeah, what was it? Oh, we're going to be out by September 11th. And then, we're moving it up to August 31st.
Joe Biden, every single critical policy item that has come up so far he has failed on, and it's not even funny.
So I see we got Mike out there. DJ Play Nice had to run off, so later. And then we've got Gizzard Gary out there. So
what's up, Gizzard?
Yeah.
See, Ozzy said most of them were Colombian. That's what I thought.
Yeah. But they're claiming that 2 of them were Americans. Now, who knows if it really was or not? Or, they could have been Haitians that, came to America and then decided to go back and.
I don't know. We got a call center here in town, believe it or not, for Whirlpool that hires a lot of Haitians because they speak French, and they have a French-Canadian line for problems. I don't think I know anybody who works over there anymore.
So
they might know. Yeah, because basically everybody in Haiti's black, so you could tell when there's some foreigner there from a different country because they all like the Colombians. I thought you thought they was Colombians or Venezuelans.
They could have been
from Haiti. So I knew, or Cuban. I was like, yeah, because they're not Haitians. I could tell by that. But Ozzy says that the 2 Americans were from Haiti, so
yeah,
actually Haitians then, so they're not really from America.
Yeah,
that's good though. They posed the DEA agents to get them to. That's
stand
pretty
down.
Funny. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yep.
It's even funnier because I work at the DEA site now, and if anybody comes up claiming that, there's a whole list of things that we check off to make sure who they are, and they most have an appointment beforehand. I should say that we have the chemicals there to make stuff that makes the DEA come to the site to check us.
So
that's interesting. I mean, you don't want to read nothing on the real news or on the alphabet news because you don't know what you get in the truth or not. So you got to try to get it from other sources. Hey, maybe the president of Haiti was going to buy some Hunter Biden art.
Only $500,000.
Big guy gets 10%. I was going to do a video. Well, let me get your guys' opinion on this. I was going to do a video of you ever see that the guy, I can't remember his last name, his first name John, but he does a painting like Bob Ross type deal. I was going to do that, but do it like Hunter Biden and get a piece of canvas and glue some macaroni and cheese to it and put some Parmesan cheese on it as an original Hunter Biden art piece.
That would have been funny.
I still think it's funny. I still might do it. Just try.
I would. What the hell?
Modern art with Hunter Biden.
That would be funny.
I'm gonna do it then. Victoria says I shouldn't, but I'm going to do it now.
It's stupid.
She thinks it's stupid. She don't get it.
But
she never enjoyed watching painting with Bob Ross.
I still can't paint.
It don't matter you can paint or not. It's just he's comfortable.
I didn't really ever watch Bob Ross.
I did because when we were poor, we only had like 3 channels, and PBS was one of them. So,
well, yeah, I mean, I grew up with like 3 channels, but I would spend more of my time. I spent more of my time outside playing.
Well, I lived in a neighborhood or in a city that only had summer like 3 or 4 months out of the year. So,
Well, most places only have summer for about 3 months out of the year.
Not here in Tennessee. We get summer like 7 months out of the year. We get winter 1 month. Sometimes, if we're like this year, we were extremely lucky. We had spring for almost 6 weeks. It was in the high 60s, low 70s. As soon as June 21st come around, that shit was gone. It's back up to 90s with 200% humidity. 4th of July video, you can see my sweat was sweating. Out there in that field in the middle of Georgia. But yeah, it don't get cold here until like November, sometimes December. Now, last year it was like October 65 degrees on Christmas.
October was cold last year.
Halloween was cold. But
so Warsaw says, I wanted to ask you, would it be cool if somebody made an AK mag out of wood? And I'm not talking the Russian Bakelite, but like strong American-made oak, like 2 halves of wood glued together to make a 30-round AK-47 mag.
That'd be kind of hard to keep it lubricated.
Yeah. Gary brings up a good point there. Gary beat me to it.
Big Bird isn't wood.
Yeah. I don't know.
The grain is like wood.
It would be. I mean,
why though?
You could do like a wood overlay on like a metal mag.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, that would be more practical.
You know, this way you can still service it and everything.
I never understood why Bakelite was so expensive.
The look,
the feel of cotton.
I mean, it's truly the look.
Yeah, it's orange looking and they're red and they're hard to get here in the U.S. That's why. That's the only reason why Bakelite's so popular. We did one of those Fakelite mags from Classic. It actually looked pretty decent.
So. So, do we have any more things we want to talk about, or we want to bail out of here and we can always hang out in after chat?
The after party.
Well, Carolina, you were last in, so let's do your sign-offs and everything, and we'll start from there.
Bueno, gracias por entertenerme aquí, que vayan dos, encuentra aquí en YouTube. Oh, okay, wrong channel. Thanks for the invite. I was late, but appreciate the invite as usual. So just check everybody out on the panel and out there in the chat as well. Follow me on all social medias, all that good stuff. Thank you for the invite.
We can't follow you on all media because you're not on Odyssey.
That's right.
What is Odyssey anyway? I keep hearing about it.
It's kind of like a YouTube thing. You know, it's just another like platform that has video hosting and stuff.
Yeah, I think I got enough as it is to keep up with.
Right.
But your YouTube channel can upload directly to it, so you don't have to do anything to it.
Yeah.
Pretty much like Gunstreamer.
Yeah.
Okay.
But because it's not like just gun related, it's kind of more like Rumble kind of thing.
So it's a much gun friendly, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can show your ass if I guess if you want. There's no policies against it.
Nice.
Right, yeah, because they got the nude yoga over there now.
Okay.
And I was like, what the hell?
Yep, and Patriot in the Dark is over on Odyssey, so yeah, so Mr. Foss.
Hang on, I'm looking up nude yoga here. Wait, give me a minute.
Nude yoga.
No, I was trying to get a link for a channel here. Sorry.
Trying to find Carolina's. Kind of trying to get Carolina's channel link.
No, Tactical Maverick. He was on.
Oh yes.
He was on my chat. The last one last week when we were talking about shotguns. He's only got 12 subs right now. He doesn't have a lot of content, but I thought I'd throw his link out there and you can check to see what he's got going on, maybe.
Yep, I'm subscribed to him. I did that after I watched your live stream there with Tactical Maverick and Nighthawk Medic.
Yeah, that was the first time that he was on a chat.
By the way, you need to move that a little bit earlier.
It's early enough.
Yeah, it's early, okay. For birds.
I know. It's just the way my schedule is. That's what I got.
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time.
4 a.m. Eastern time. That just means you got to wake up a little earlier so you can take a shower. After the show's over, before you go to work.
I wake up that early, and my eye boogers ain't even dry by then.
So, Artec, what do you got going?
Oh, lots of things. We got the new Gunworks tabletops reviews that are coming, along with the American Defense ones, and got the 450 Bushmaster out. Finally got the Draco out and shot it. So probably wrapping that video up soon. So lots of content to come out still.
To address G-Webs, no, it's next week. We were talking about last week's show. I know the every other week gets confusing.
Don't worry. Give him 2 or 3 more weeks and he'll just decide that he's going to do one every week.
I don't know about that.
If I was working, I can only watch him if I'm working third shift. Hi, Buds.
I watch him after the fact and rerun. So, again, thanks to Wheeled and Well Armed, who was on earlier. So if you're not subscribed to him, Foss, I do believe, threw his link out in the channel or out in the chat earlier. Mr. Nighthawk Medic, who is probably going to be doing new content over on Odyssey and over on YouTube, so you can watch his stuff over there. Again, definitely watch Patriot in the Dark if you're not already, because he is a damn good guy who makes some pretty amazing content. And
tomorrow morning is user Gary's.
Right.
7 a.m. Pacific. What is that in metric time?
I thought Pacific was metric time.
That'd be 10 a.m. metric.
Eastern time. The only time zone that matters.
So we are out of here.